back here in Nashville. And Xavier, a team that after you watched them yesterday in practice, you said this is a very dangerous bunch. Now after you've seen them play here tonight, not in their top form from some of their top players. What do you think?
Well, I think Troy State was a tough team for them or anybody to match up with. Fletcher taking another kind of a wild shot, not necessary with this amount of time to go. I know, Jim, I like this team an awful lot. Atlantic 10 put 3 quality teams into the NCAA tournament. 2 are out already, but I really think Xavier could play with anybody in the country.
Finn over to Chalmers. Jackson back out. Look at this ball movement here. 10 on the shot clock. Chalmers led the way in that first half.
Gets down on the floor. I think that ball hit Troy State Baker on the way out, and Chalmers all over it.
Xavier ball. Greg Davis comes back in for Troy State.
Jim, it looks like Michigan State's going to win, so the Big Ten 4-0, the Big 12 5-0, and the Big East 4-0 so far in this tournament. 3 conferences on a nice roll.
Well, the Big 12 about to get nicked with Colorado with that Michigan State.
Yeah, they would be going out. So that'd be their first drop of the tournament.
But then 5-1.
5-1. So you've got the ACC 2-1, the SEC 2-1, the Big East 4-0, Big 12 5-1, Pac-10 4-1, Conference USA 2-2, and the Big Ten 4-0.
Miles out, Jackson in.
Solid performance by Miles tonight.
Miles 7 points, 11 rebounds.
You know, teams have a day off in this tournament from the Friday night to Sunday. The Sunday games will be later for even more of a rest. But I'll tell you, Xavier had to extend an awful lot of energy tonight. This was a game that moved up and down the floor.
Xavier in the white uniforms about to advance to the second round. They got pushed here. The Musketeers got pushed late by Troy State. Davis, front of the rim. He's had a strong second half and will be our Chevy MVP for the Trojans.
Excellent crossover dribble against Finn.
And a reach-in foul called on Millhouse.
Well, you take a look at the score in this ball game. Down 11, Fletcher, the leading scorer, had a very poor game. Things could have been a little bit different if he'd have been on his shot.
Just to reset for some of it just joined us, with 4 minutes to go, Troy State was down 9, had possession, had a wide open 3. Could have been a pretty wild finish in store for us had that gone in. Ranking a 6-point game, trimming a 20-point second half deficit.
Finn matched up very nicely in the backcourt with Chalmers, particularly in the first half when they really got some great ball rotation against the zone. He's had a lot of minutes here tonight.
Finn with the foul. That's only the, the 13th foul of the half?
And that was the reasoning for the foul, Jim, and the fact that go for the steal, because even if you get called for the foul, nothing's going to happen. Well, you don't want to foul here. Just trying to utilize some clock.
Davis open. Oh, what a block. Keith Jackson.
That's not the same Keith Jackson we all know.
But it is worth an O'Nelly right there, Billy.
Yes, sir, O'Nelly. And then some. Boy, oh boy, Jackson and Sato, they are twins in terms of being able to get up on that glass.
Chevy MVPs of the game, Greg Davis from Troy State. He's tied his career high of 20. Romain Sato, we'll give it to Sato with the 18 points. Also a good night on the glass, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Troy State's going to be held to its season low. They had 61 as the low coming in. minute, maybe not.
That was Millhouse from 30 feet. Referee's not calling it.
Fletcher says, wait a minute, I fouled him. Aren't you going to call it?
Chalmers will wait. Well,
Xavier on to the second round Sunday, playing the winner of the Maryland UNC-Wilmington game, which will be next on the floor here at the Gaylord Center in Nashville.
But Jim, this young man right here settled his team down in the first half when the game was actually played at a pace that didn't make any sense at all for Xavier, even though they liked the challenge to say we're as quick as you are. Xavier very comfortable with a game that this man set the pace for.
Could have just as easily been the Chevy MVP. Has 20 on the game, 7 assists. Long range look, tipped around, and the game is final. Give Troy State a nod for a feisty second half effort. But Thad Matta and the Musketeers are moving on to the second round. 71-59, the final here. We'll send it back to Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg on CBS in a moment.
Whatever your groove, we'll be there.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of...
No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a classroom where the know-how is free and the homework is fun. It's how to build something, or paint something, or plant something. The place that can take you from wondering how to knowing how. And the guaranteed low price every day to make every dollar work. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
I almost lost the entire backyard to crabgrass, and I vowed that would never happen again. The following year, I did use Turf Builder plus Halts. It not only got rid of the crabgrass, but it also greened up the lawn and thickened it. I'm proud of the results that I get from Scott's, and there will be no crabgrass.
Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
Welcome back to our studios here in New York, everyone, as we continue to travel the road to the Final Four. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg, and one of the things that we saw tonight were some very impressive teams roll over some pretty stiff competition. We'll take a look at scores and highlights, and we'll begin with Wagner and the Pitt Panthers. The Panthers 87-61 over the Seahawks of Wagner. Let's start with Pittsburgh's Carl Krauser.
And they were never really challenged. They did it with defense. Here you see them knocking the ball loose. Krauser gets it to Page. It's 47-30 after that dunk. And then Brandon Knight, another example of good defense. Anticipation, poke it away, and finish it off. The lead was 20.
And Wagner will fail to pick up Krauser here all along top of the arc for three. And Pittsburgh wins it by a score of 87-61, and the Panthers will move on to meet the winner of the Alabama-Indiana game. That's still to come at the FleetCenter in Boston. Meanwhile, down in Tampa, Michigan State rolled on Colorado.
13-point lead after that three, and Tom Izzo said this may have been the most complete game his team has played, and I'll echo that because I did 2 or 3 of them. Erasm Warbeck with the layup in transition. The Spartans cruised, and they did it with excellent defense and balanced offense.
And the Spartans will play the winner of the Florida-Sam Houston State game. That's still to come down in Tampa. After the game, our Darren Horton had a chance to chat with Michigan State's winning coach, Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo, what a complete victory. You had 15 points from Hill, 14 from Lorbeck, 14 from Anderson. Could you have asked for more?
No, I really couldn't. I thought we played awfully well. You know, with that little stretch there at the 5-minute mark, and give them credit. But that's about as good a complete game on offense and defense against a very good team we could play.
Talk about the defense. What is it about Michigan State that you guys are able to tighten the screws at this time of the year?
Well, that's what we've done. That's a good terminology. We've tightened the screws a little bit better. The last 8 games, we've gotten a little better defensively and kind of gone back to our roots. And that's what we were before, and our guys played harder tonight, and I thought we did a good job against, like I said, a very good team.
Michigan State is now 15-3 in its last 18 NCAA tournament games, and we talked about it earlier. Tom Izzo just confirmed it. They tightened the screws down the stretch.
They certainly have. Their defense was stupendous, and why didn't you tell me they were on this stretch to pick them instead of Colorado for tonight's game?
Because their defense is stupendous. I would have thought you'd have known that by now. Michigan State moves on, and they will play the winner of Florida and Sam Houston State. Austin Peay played Louisville down in Birmingham tonight, and the Cardinals, with 2.5 minutes to go, are in charge. 81-56. Louisville's Reese Gaines will drive, feed Marvin Stone. Short baseline jumper, and Louisville's lead is 32-21. And then on the break, Eric Brown feeds Kendall D'Artez for the lay-in. Louisville was just rolling.
They certainly were. Reese Gaines, Luke Whitehead, the lead is 15, and the higher seeds making it look easy tonight.
And the Cardinals move to 25-6 on the year. They will play the winner of Mississippi State and Butler, still to come down in Birmingham. In Nashville, Xavier against Troy State.
Lionel Chalmers inside to David West, a 15-point lead for the Musketeers. Then Davis for Troy State bangs in a 3.
Romain Sato, nice pass here to Keith Jackson, bucket inside, extending the Musketeers' lead to 58-43. At that point, they win it by a score of 71-59, and then they will await the winner of the Maryland UNC-Wilmington game. After the game, Bonnie Bernstein had a chance to visit with the winners.
Thad Matta walked over, and his eyes got all wide, saying, as if to say, this could have been a blowout, but how did Troy State stay in it?
Well, they shoot the 3 so well. I mean, those things were from so far away, and we don't have a defense for a team that can shoot like that. And I give our guys credit. They kept their composure and kept going at them at the other end.
20 points for Lionel Chalmers, and of course, you've been kind of working your way back since that foot injury in January. What part of your game were you happiest with tonight?
I was just happy that we came out and played hard as a team. You know, we executed the way we needed to, and we got stops when we needed to.
Gentlemen, thank you.
So the Xavier Musketeers win at 71-59. They are the number 3 seed in the South. Clark, you would have to think if they play like this, they can hang with most anyone in the tournament.
Well, they really can, because they've got an inside presence in David West, and they've got other people around him, as they showed in the first half when he was saddled with the two fouls in that half.
All right, we have another tier of games coming your way this evening here on CBS. Take a look. In the Midwest, it'll be number 7 Indiana against number 10 Alabama. In the South, Florida, the number 2 seed against Sam Houston State, and defending champion Maryland, number 6 seed in the South against UNC-Wilmington. And in the East, Butler University will take on 5th seed Mississippi State. We will take a timeout, and we will continue with more here on CBS on the road to the Final Four.
Greatest moments in NCAA basketball: 1956, the perfect season; 1957, triple unbelievable overtime; 1982, New Orleans voodoo; 1983, the Cinderella story; 1992, the greatest game played ever.
Get the Singular NCAA text package, interactive voting, game starts, overtime alerts, final scores, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Fred Jumper, never miss a moment plan.
Go to Singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
So, you hanging up the whistle, eh, Coach?
Yeah, kind of hard to believe.
So can a girl buy you dinner?
Coach, sorry, could you help me with something?
Sure.
This goes up there.
At Applebee's, we do our best to be part of the neighborhood.
Retirement plans from the Principal Financial Group can prepare you for almost anything.
Yeah, you got it.
Retiring!
At the Principal, we're the nation's 401k leader. We offer mutual funds, annuities, and rollover IRAs, which leads to a secure, happy retirement.
Ted!
Ted, how'd you do it?
Planet.
For 120 years, the Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
So many Cinderellas and yet just one slipper. Poet. Is that a co-ed school? Oh, the Huskies, the big bone team.
Hey, Craig, nice show tonight.
Hey, Billy. Feel free. I was just letting it breathe.
What's going on?
Just the answer to everything.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship. He's sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Singular Wireless, Monster, and by Michelob Light.
Welcome back to our studios in New York. Along with Clark Kellogg, I'm Greg Gumbel. We have another tier of games still to come here on CBS this evening. And earlier today, let's start with the scoreboard and the rundown. Manhattan and Syracuse. Kenny Minor of Manhattan drives, dishes to Jared Johnson up with the left-handed lay-in.
But then Josh Pace finds Carmelo Anthony. It's a 7-point Orangeman lead. Then Anthony going to back down his defender. No foul called, and he finishes off nicely. Syracuse wins by 11.
76-65, and they will meet Oklahoma State as the Syracuse Orangemen move to 25-5 on the season. In Tampa, Auburn took on St. Joe's. Jameer Nelson driving the lane, one-hander. St. Joe's up 1, 18 seconds to play. 11 seconds left in the game. Marquise Daniels, and Auburn leads by 2.
Then watch Jameer Nelson drive it the length of the court. Time winding down. He's able to draw the foul. He converts the 2 free throws to tie the game. We go to overtime, and he was not done yet, partner. Jameer Nelson, his team up by 1. Make it 4 after that deep 3.
But Auburn doesn't quit. Marco Killingsworth will find Daniels inside the layup and the foul. That's killer. Auburn regains the lead, and in overtime, they knock off St. Joseph's. The final 65-63. The Tigers now 21-11 on the year. So many people said they didn't belong. Auburn is moving on to play on Sunday. In Birmingham, Alabama, UNC Asheville and the Texas Longhorns off the rebound. TJ Ford, watch the behind-the-back pass. So nice to Sidnell Harris for the finish. Texas is in front big.
Then Ford and Terrell Ross going to work the give and go. Ford to Ross, back to TJ. Easily done. 82-61 Longhorns.
The Longhorns looking every bit like the #1 seed in the South as they improve to 23-6 on the year, and they will move on to play Purdue. In Nashville, another #1 seed, Kentucky's Wildcats. Eric Daniels to Keith Bogan's breakaway dunk. This is easy money for the Wildcats.
Very efficient at both ends of the floor. Gerald Fitch, the kick-out pass, knocks down the three-pointer, and they cruise to a big win.
And the Wildcats 30-3 on the year, and they will move on to play Utah. In Boston, Penn and Oklahoma State.
Ugana Inyekwe, 30 points, knocks down the 3 there, but it wasn't quite enough. The steal there, Victor Williams. All the way to the hoop, a 6-point lead for Oklahoma State.
And then Victor Williams will lay it in off the fast break. Oklahoma State and Eddie Sutton go to 22-9 on the year, 77-63 over a valiant team out of the Ivy League, Penn Quakers, and the Cowboys will move on to play Syracuse. In Tampa earlier today, East Tennessee State and Wake Forest. Or make it Austin Peay and Louisville now. That's a final score. Out east, the Cardinals 86, Austin Peay 64. Louisville moves to 25-6. Let's take you out there and join Brett Haber. Brett.
All right, Craig, thanks very much. Rick, I know that pressure defense can sometimes be hard to sell to kids because it's a lot of work, but tonight has got to be living proof that it works.
No question. And you know why kids like it? It is hard work, but they get easy points. And anytime you can convince them of that, it works. But you know what? We did a great job of passing the basketball, too, which allowed us to get into pressure. Austin Peay had a fabulous year. We beat a good team tonight.
Talk about the courage of Francisco Garcia coming back from what looked like a very serious injury.
Yeah, I was just so happy when I heard There was nothing unstable. So I'm delighted with that. He's a tremendous player and a big offensive key to our team.
Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brett. Thank you, Rick. 86-64 the final. Let's go back to New York. And here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. So the Louisville Cardinals move to 25-6, and you know, a healthy and clicking Louisville Cardinal team is one that you have to watch.
That's exactly right. You know what they've got, Greg?
Tell me.
Spurt ability. They have it because they defend you, turn you over, and convert those turnovers into quick points.
So close to getting through the first 2 days without that word.
We'll
take a timeout, and we'll continue with more on the road to the Final Four.
Think, read, react, struggle,
succeed.
All right, Greg, thank you. A full house here at the FleetCenter in downtown Boston, Massachusetts. An intriguing matchup. Alabama against Indiana. In the Midwest bracket first round encounter, Pittsburgh already has advanced. They had a very comfortable win earlier tonight against Wagner. Well, this one really has a lot of elements to it, Bill. Let's talk about Indiana first. A Final Four a year ago, and Tom Coverdale, one of the stars of the NCAA tournament last year.
Such a tough-minded guy. It's so important how he plays. He's the spirit of this team. He's a guy that knows how to play without the basketball. He cuts well. They can put him at the point. He can break you down, penetrate and score, but also roam around outside. He likes big shots, big games. He loves the NCAA.
Just one of those little footnotes. Mike Davis, the head coach, reminded us that this Indiana team was 20-12 a year ago when they came in as a 5th seed. And for Alabama, a team that for a short time in midseason was ranked #1 in the country, their star is Irwin Dudley.
Well, he's a stud down there. I mean, how he handles the double may be the secret of this game. He's got to do some good things. We know he can face up and make a jump shot. I think he's got to stay close to the basket, use a power game, be an impact player down on the block against the Indiana team. They're not big, Indiana. Frequently they'll play with 4 little guys and a center, so Dudley becomes very important.
And the third member of our commentary team here in Boston, she's back home. Let's say hi to Leslie Bissell.
Vern, as you know, Mike Davis doesn't usually look nervous, but tonight he told me he is. He said, I want our kids to have composure, but it is, after all, my alma mater. Well, Mark Gottfried told me, ultimately, friendship is more important, but tonight, we want to throw the first punch. Vern?
All right, thank you, Leslie. Mark Gottfried in his 5th season as a head coach. He came into Alabama about the time that Mike Davis was leaving in his 4th year. And the lineups for these two teams. First of all, for the Hoosiers of Indiana. In the front court, Jeff Newton and George Leach at 6'9" and 6'11". And in the back court, Coverdale, the outstanding freshman Bracy Wright, still playing with a back injury, and Marshall Strickman, a fellow freshman at 6'2", gets the starting nod. And for the Crimson Tide of Alabama, in the front court, it's Irwin Dudley, Kenny Walker, and Kennedy Winston, a 6'7" freshman who is a very skilled player. And in the backcourt for the Crimson Tide, Antoine Petway gets the start along with Mo Williams. Any sense of how this one's going to go?
Well, you know, I think it's very important that Alabama does a solid job on offense, because I think Indiana is one of those teams that can throw you off kilter a little bit. Also, I think it's very important, the shot selection. You know, Kennedy Winston, you mentioned how talented he is. Play within the system, get others involved. And with Petway on the floor, I think Mo Williams is a better player. Not that he isn't a point guard, not that he can't run a show, but I think gives him the leeway to dominate without the basketball.
Well, this is an Indiana team that came in having lost to Illinois in the Big Ten Final 73-72 against an Alabama team that was bounced against Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament down in New Orleans. But Mark Gottfried seemed to think that's not all a bad thing. They got a chance to go home, rest a little bit, then had 3 hard workouts before they came into Boston to take on this Indiana team.
Well, he mentioned last year, the SEC, they had to go right out of town right after playing in the final last year.
And the officiating crew, Scott Thornley, Bill Gracie, and Stanley Reynolds, and this one is underway.
And Vern Lundquist, the Hoosiers go.
with zone principles.
Yeah, they may have some principles out there.
Oh, goodness.
You want to run your stuff all game, but look at this nice, he may have walked. I mean, that's a great play Mark had put out. Solid screen, and oh my goodness, you got to get the deuce.
10th seed Alabama, 7th seed Indiana. There's the ball from Strickland into the hands of Tom Coverdale.
And one thing when you play Indiana, they run a ton of things, a lot of screens, a lot of changes from game to game. Straight up man.
Marshall Strickland guarded by Petway. Alley-oop underneath George Leach, right under the basket. Ball is out of bounds. Well, we've got games coming up in other regions. Sam Houston State, Florida. Wilmington against Maryland, and Butler, Mississippi State. Those of you expecting to see one of those games, we'll get you there in time for the opening tip.
And racing right, nice give back to Coverdale. Wow, that's deep. Well, that's him though. He figures, let me get this thing started. Let me stir the drink a little bit.
Tom Coverdale from way outside with 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Nice pin down series here. Gets the look. And he can provide a lift too. Mo Williams off the ball, playing like a shooting guard. Screen down, knock it down.
Sophomore from Jackson, Mississippi. And here's George Leach. Well outside, back cut. Marshall Strickland way off the glass, knocked out of bounds, and it will be Indiana ball.
Well, when you're late in the shot clock, who would you like to have it? His hands? I would suggest Tom able to knock it down, but Mo Williams a pin down, pops out, gets the feet set. You can see the tardy defensive response by Wright.
Catch and release on the out of bounds play by Coverdale, and a foul over the top is going to be called on George Leach, number 5. That's the first of the game.
Indiana fouls on George Leach.
As you mentioned the contact, and we should straighten it out. Gottfried saying that he was a better shooter than Davis, and Davis saying, are you kidding me? And then Gottfried did say, if I could get free from Mike, I was a good shooter. And that brought a smile to Mike Davis.
There's the shot from Dudley. Off the iron. Loose ball, knocked out of bounds, and this will be Indiana. Mike Davis, of course, played basketball for Wimp Sanderson, 1 year for C.M. Newton at the University of Alabama. Replaced Bob Knight as the head coach at Indiana and now faces his alma mater. Mike saying this is the first time he's ever been in the Boston area to play a basketball game.
I think he was up here for a camp. I think it was
Don
Nelson's camp, and he was the Bucks coach.
Played just about 2 minutes, a 3-3 ball game.
A little stagger screen to get Coverdale a look. Good response by Williams. There is some speed out there, Vern.
Tracy Wright, freshman, long three-pointer off the front iron.
Needed his legs a little deep.
Maurice Williams has the ball in his hands, takes the jumper quickly, in and out. Coverdale goes for the corner and touches it last as it goes out of bounds.
See, now that shot offends me a little bit. They got the nice screen down to give him an open look. Nobody's really into the rhythm and, you know, just jacking it up from deep. Let a few guys touch it first.
Well, Williams and Winston, I think it's safe to say, are not shy about putting up the ball.
Not at all. And, you know, the good shot, nice pass here off the penetration. You got to finish. And Walker right around the rim.
Kenny Walker, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida, misses on that one. 3-3 game, 17-27 to go, first half.
And Newton's got to move, I think. He's got Dudley. You got to keep him active, bring him out a little bit. I think it'd be a nice slip by Leach. Huh?
Marshall Strickland finds him.
I'll tell you what, if George could play consistently at a high level, this is an entirely different team. We know he can block shots, but anything on the offensive end, he's got more talent than he shows, I believe.
6'11" junior. There's a loose ball tipped into the hands of George Leach. He gets it to Marshall Strickland. Left side, Coverdale. Got it.
Great feel. And Strickland doing a solid job. Got the trail guy, got him in his vision. And Coverdale, such a feisty competitor, nails it.
8-3 Indiana in the early going.
Kennedy can beat you with the dribble. He can beat you coming off screens.
Dudley works hard for it, puts it in. And he is a hard-working all-SEC performer.
If you don't double him, Vern, I mean, he can put you away, put you to sleep.
Out of tiny Uniontown, Alabama. Pick and roll. Strickland, Petway goes for the steal, gets it. Here's Mo Williams, Coverdale's back. Pull up, take the jumper, can it.
And he's got Walker at the rim. Good solid play. It must be the shoes. The red shoes are back. I didn't see the SEC tournament, but he didn't play with those all year, did he?
No. Antoine Petway. There's Newton off the iron. Dudley gets it. Here comes Alabama with a chance to take the lead. Mo Williams, jumper, little fadeaway. Got it.
Wow, off the ball again, Murr. Not a bad move by Godfrey, with Petway doing a solid job orchestrating, and Mo free to rain deep.
Mo Williams with 7 in the early going. The sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi. 9-8.
Now look at all the screens and back screens that Indiana runs. Nice fill by Gracie.
Gracie Wright from the Colony, Texas. Had to sit out 4 games middle of the season with a back injury, and the shot clock now at 7. Coverdale finds Newton for 3.
Did you notice nobody was on him? I know it was deep, but he can make shots. Dudley wasn't willing to come out.
Under 15 to go, a 9-8 Crimson Tide lead over the Hoosiers. They've scored 6 unanswered.
And Leach really getting caught behind here. And this is dangerous, I think.
Traveling.
Kind of have the pivot foot established.
It's the shoes.
Style, my man.
We should change before we pick up the girls. Okay.
Chevy Avalanche. It changes from a pickup to an SUV.
What are you doing?
Avalanche under a rock.
Now, during Lobster Fest, we've got lobster and shrimp, the 2 best things ever to appear on a plate. This is a beach party for your taste buds. Lobster is meant to be savored. Shrimp are meant to be shared. Because this is Lobster Fest, where our succulent Maine lobster tail and freshly breaded shrimp or shrimp scampi are just $13.99. If there's a better combination, it hasn't been invented yet. Lobster and shrimp for $13.99, now during Lobster Fest.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a commitment to having the lowest possible prices every day, and not just a promise. It's the assurance of a price protection guarantee. It's a reminder of just how smart you really are. It's a little extra change in your pocket, and the know-how to make every dollar work. It's more than a store. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Somewhere, a nurse manager's blood pressure is rising. 4 nurses out with the flu, ER's gone berserk, and the compound fracture in 116 just wants his lime gelatin. Nearby, a talented nursing assistant needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar. Monster works for everybody.
Tiger Woods shoots for a feat never accomplished in the history of the Masters. 3 consecutive green jackets. The Masters is on CBS.
Crimson Tide from Tuscaloosa over the Hoosiers from Bloomington, 9-8. And we advise those of you expecting the tip for Butler and Mississippi State, we will get you there in time for the tip, which will come 4 minutes after the top of the hour. 9-8 here. Terrence Mead off the bench during the break for Alabama. And Ernest Shelton is the other substitution for Mark Guthrie. A couple of guys, Shelton wearing number 5 and Mead 14, who have had real problems shooting the basketball this year.
And they've got to shoot it well. Nice little play. Slide to the goal, but if they shoot the ball, it's a different Alabama team.
9-8, 14-17. That foul on Kennedy Winston, 6'7" freshman. Winston ineligible for the first 12 games of the season. He's such a talented player that Mark Gottfried said when he got him back, he inserted him into the starting lineup. There's a 5-second violation, and it really, Bill, upset the rhythm of the team.
And in watching tape during the year, you could feel it. They didn't know how where to put him, when to put him in, and then they started maybe the second game back. He felt maybe he should have. I think that's what's great about coaches. You second guess yourself as to look at him, but he's a wonderful talent. And you got to play him. Little duck in, great entry pass by Williams.
Dudley gets the follow on his own missed shot. Puts it off the glass and in.
Well, when they are banging the glass, these are two talented guys, I think. Walker's Dudley, Walker's taking a rest right now.
An 8-0 run by the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And they're up by 3, 13:48 to go.
A little zone look right now. The Meade playing an area, looking to exchange, pushes Winston back. He's dangerous against this outside shooting team.
That bid for 3 not there. And here comes Ernest Shelton into the hands of Mo Williams, Alabama. Up by 3. Off the glass, got it.
And boy, he knew that Leach was looming too. Kept his ball away, used his shoulder to ward off a little kiss, and they got just, I think, telling guys to calm down a little bit.
Kyle Hornsby will come on for Mike Davis's Hoosier team. Senior from Anacoca, Louisiana, who was a starter for much of the year. He, too, has had shooting problems in his senior season.
And in fairness to him, I think it's his knee, too, which at the end of the year they may have to do some work on, according to Mike. And now the switch back to Coverdale at the point. Hornsby comes in, gives Strickland a blow, and now Coverdale runs the show.
And A.J. Moye, one of the stars of last year's run to the championship game, is on for the Hoosiers as well, number 2.
And he likes March. He plays a lot better and doubles points and very active. As Coverdale tees it up again. How about him? A rhythm and a flow right now.
Cuts the margin to 2. Tom Coverdale's third 3 of the first 8 minutes of this ball game. A 13-11 score. Now Terrence Meade, shooting specialist who's just really fallen off the face of the earth in his senior season.
It's really a shame, you know, because he's had a talented career, and this is a tough match. I think tough shot by, he can elevate over right, but don't force it. Kennedy Winston.
Right side, Hornsby. Good defense by Meade, who's out and knocks it out of bounds.
Well, you'd like to have a little Mo of Mo. His ability offensively, I just like the way he held up. Just at the end of that, of course, the Hornsby would have cut to the box now.
There's Hornsby back outside. Coverdale.
It's amazing when you can shoot how guys play you, and now you can beat them with the dribble. That's what Mo Meade did the last trip.
Here's Hornsby guarded by Meade.
I know he's a shooter. Nice goal by Moye.
Yes, it was. There's the dish underneath. The loose ball out of bounds. Turnover. Indiana.
Now look out on that floor, Vern Lundquist. We can play in this game now. 4 little guys for Indiana. Seriously, it's lunchtime. The faculty game. It's amazing what Mike's been able to do without size. He just has got guys believing they're playing bigger. Moye plays power forwards, by the way, at 6'2".
Mike Davis in his 3rd season as the successor to Bob Knight, and the 3rd consecutive year in which this Hoosier team, probably without the greatest degree of talent in the league, has won 20 or more.
Now, absolutely. I mean, he's to be complimented what he's been able to do. And that time, a little penetration by Meade to get on the board.
4-point Alabama lead. Mark Gottfried said Sunday when they watched the selection show and learned they were in, it was like a defibrillator had been applied to the Alabama team.
And that'll get you a little breath of fresh air, too, when Hornsby knocks him down. I thought Coverdale got away with a double dribble, by the way. Got the ball stuck.
A 1-point game. Indiana 4 of 8 from outside. This is an Alabama. There's a Coverdale with the slap away. The ball is on the floor.
It's got to be a walk.
It is.
It may have been fouled before, but once you catch it and go down.
Time call. 1-point Alabama lead.
No, see, when I mean I'm proud of you, I mean I'm really proud of you.
Dadgummit, little Joe!
Entertainment on the ranch sure has come a long way.
Hi, how are you?
What would you expect from the best Suburban yet?
It's not a visit, Paul. You know, I wish...
You gonna get out here and help us?
Sure, Paul.
Paul, come on.
Chevy Suburban, like a rock.
Bang & Olufsen relies on HP technology in the production of perfect sound.
Hey guys, welcome to Jiffy Lube. Nice car. It's not a car, it's the Bearmobile. It takes care of us, we take care of the Bearmobile.
Every 3,000 miles.
Don't worry, fellas, the Bearmobile's in good hands.
Make sure you make it to your next road game. Trust your car to the top team in the business, the J Team.
Bearmobile is good to go.
Thank you.
All right.
Bear steak! Get that chicken!
Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
It's March Madness. Let the snacking begin.
Try an apple.
Come on, all right? You buy them, they sit there, you throw them out. Let's stop the dance.
The King of Queens, CBS Monday.
From CBS News War headlines, break of dawn in Baghdad a short while ago brought another air raid and at least one big explosion in the center of the city. Listen. Earlier, Baghdad was shaking under the heaviest bombardment of the war. 2 more of Saddam's palaces were left in flames. Defense Secretary Rumsfeld said Saddam's regime is starting to lose control. U.S. and British ground forces are taking control of the southern oil-producing region of Iraq. Some of them are rolling steadily across the open desert in the direction of Baghdad. U.S. warplanes also hit military targets in Mosul and Kirkuk, near the tense Kurdish-controlled region of northern Iraq. Turkey is sending more troops into northern Iraq against America's wishes. The Turks say they want to stop any exodus of Kurds into Turkey, which has a large and restive Kurdish population itself. Anti-war demonstrations broke out in several Arab capitals today. In Cairo, Egypt, police used water cannon against about 5,000 protesters. 2 U.S. Marines have been shot to death by Iraqis in combat. 4 others died in a helicopter crash. Dan Rather at CBS News World Headquarters in New York will continue to update this story throughout the evening.
Alabama leading 18-14. Mo Williams jacked up another 3 to increase the lead. It's a 4-point margin with 10:05 to go in the first half of play.
And now Mo Williams running the show at the point.
9 of Alabama's field goal attempts. 9 of 12 have been from 3. That one is good. Kennedy Winston. That's inside the arc. That's for 2.
He's great with the dribble. He can make that shot as well. Just stay within the confines of the offense.
20-14, 9:45 to go first half. Kennedy Winston, number 3 for Alabama. Here's Newton fighting hard. The tap not there. Ball chased down by Kennedy Winston. Outlet pass.
Oh, not a good.
I'm not sure what he was trying
No,
there.
that doesn't make any sense.
Had 2 white shirts heading that direction.
With a looping pass. I mean, anybody could come up with it.
Here's Coverdale, Newton. 20-14.
And Vern, I think if Newton screens, he's going to get looks. Screen and pop. There's the back door. Guard around. Pick and pop.
Newton 0 for 3 in the game.
There he goes.
There you are.
Great job. I mean, he just kept that in. They screen the screener, and Coverdale finds him.
Newton gets his first basket, cuts the margin to 4. Here's Mo Williams. Alabama has hit 8 of its last 10 shots. This is a team that not only was really bounced by Vanderbilt, they were 7-9 in SEC play this year. There's the jumper lead off the mark. 33% field goal shooting percentage for the year.
Now that adjustment that they asked for, the automatic switch, it caused that problem, and they settled for the jump shot. Alabama's got to just keep running their stuff. Don't jack it up. Look at this little curl to the goal, and he gets a chance for 2. Coverdale. Nice step and cut.
Mo Williams with the foul.
We suggested Newton here gets the little bump from the rear, and that's just a solid play. Hornsby's the screener, but they keep him active. I think the big guys are negligent on Alabama when their guy moves and presents himself, whether it's screen and pop, screen and roll, screen and curl.
See his numbers in the Big Ten tournament. They came from way back in that Illinois game for the championship. Wound up losing by 1. Antoine Petway back on, and Irwin Dudley as well for Alabama.
And Vernon, that game, Coverdale was unbelievable down the stretch. I mean, making threes late in the game. You can see he's out of the gate here. He likes the lights, the big time situation. Just a gutty kind of a kid.
And he's picked up 11 of the Hoosiers' 18 points in the ball game. A 2-point margin.
And look at Moye down, and Walker, he's trying to induce the foul, and Moye hit the deck. Take him inside. Just pass and cut to the box.
Look at the size difference on those two.
What a discrepancy.
Moye, yep. Irwin Dudley. And it's a 4-point game again as we're under 8 minutes in the first half.
Here's the same play now that they ran before. Now they back screen, and Dudley does a better job than Walker did on the last trip.
Donald Perry in the lineup now, number 12. Got a lot of playing time last year as a freshman, and then with the arrival of Bracy Wright and Marshall Strickland, his minutes have gone down substantially in this, his sophomore season. Up, good, and a free throw.
Well, you talk about a Valentine. I mean, this kid, the toughness, this isn't pretty. He struggles with this spin dribble. Now watch this. He really doesn't, he gets it, but he protects it away from the defense, and the little maneuver around the rim, exquisite, because there's a lot of traffic and a lot of bigs down there.
Noblesville, Indiana. George Leach will come back on now, replacing A.J. Moye.
And Mike, he just loves the way this guy competes. He's a wonderful offensive rebounder, Moye, though. And it gives them a big lift when they're not that large. He just fights for position.
Tom Coverdale at the line. Meade will head back to the bench, and Coverdale with a chance to slice the margin to 1.
And with Petway on the floor now, maybe you'll see Williams get involved a little more.
How about the start for Tom Coverdale? He's got 14.
Powerful new Silverado is here. Still available with a 340 horse Vortec V8.
Purchase 20 tons of steel for the factory in Milan. Piece of cake. Next. Buy 300 hydraulic assemblies for the Washington factory by Friday. Done. Ooh, best price on titanium discs in Singapore.
Look at this. 4 partners ready to bid.
As you bore me.
You guys got any light bulbs?
How many pallets? Domestic or international?
No, just one.
I can't do one. He can't do one.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect with partners. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
We're artists. We build lowrider bikes. Crazy lowrider bikes. Some people don't get it.
Check it out now.
But that's okay. What's our thirst? Style. What's yours?
When you contact a RE/MAX agent to help you buy or sell a home, you expect service that's a little out of the ordinary. After all, RE/MAX agents average more experience and more sales than other agents. So the next time you need outstanding real estate service, call RE/MAX and watch us spring into action. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
To find a brutal killer, stay 10 feet away from him at all times. Did you kill my wife? He must begin to think like one. If I wanted you dead, you would be. To bring down a monster, you must become a monster. This is what the devil looks like.
A Man Apart. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 4th.
Greg Gumbel in New York. We'll get you back to Boston shortly, where Alabama has a 1-point lead on Indiana. But we want to give you a look and let you take a listen to what's going on in Nashville, where UNC-Wilmington has a 2-point lead on the Terps of Maryland. Jim Nance and Billy Packer.
All tied here in Nashville. UNC-Wilmington, the white uniforms. Inside they go. They go to the law for the lead.
And that was Blizzard on a sensational pass off the dribble. Gilchrist, a good penetrator, particularly against zone defenses. Another kick.
More subs in for the Seahawks. They'll bring back Terrell, Callahan, Justice out, Coombs out, and Goldsberry returns.
And rested starters who are not in any foul trouble.
Maryland also with a lot of subs in this game early.
But I think for different reasons, Maryland's got Randall on the bench, Jim, with 2 fouls on him, so it's not just a matter of getting a little rest over there.
Garrison, freshman.
Tough shot.
Callahan clears for UNC-Wilmington.
A lot of good passes off the dribble by the Wilmington guards.
Callahan. Ball tipped around. Blizzard tried to keep it alive. Gilchrist.
That's the second shot thrown up that was so hard off the glass, there's no opportunity for a teammate to rebound it.
It never touched the rim on either occasion.
We'll keep you updated. The Seahawks maintaining a 2-point lead over the defending champion Maryland Terrapins. 11:40 to play in the first half. Back to Boston, where Alabama still has a 1-point lead coming up on 6.5 to play in the first half. Vern and Rapp.
Tom Coverdale at the line, and he will shoot 2. 14 points already, and a chance to put Indiana back on top if he hits the next free throw. Largest lead by Alabama, 6. Indiana once led by 5, and it's been very closely contested throughout. Evenly matched teams.
Very much so.
With very comparable seasons, don't you think, Bill?
Yeah, you know, a lot of expectations. Some met early and then failed. And you mentioned Bracy Wright going out with the 4 games. That really hurt this Indiana team. Plus, they had a couple of 3-trip away during the season.
3 in a row.
Yeah,
twice.
I mean, that's really tough.
Bracy Wright is getting ready to reappear for Indiana. Mike Davis telling us yesterday he's probably playing at 75%.
See, that's not, to me, a good play. You know, I know you're talented, but they're saying he stepped out of bounds. That's like a settle. You know, quick jack, and Mark looking on. You know, you got to give guys a license and a trust, and that's one of the things when you watch Duke. Mike's guys have a lot of, he trusts them. They do a lot of good things. You've got to let your good guy, your best player, do some things, but he's got to use some common sense too, or judgment.
Here's a 23-22 lead. Hornsby, Coverdale, the seniors, and Jeff Newton, number 50.
And we get Dudley in the back there with Newton. What's your thought on Bracy Wright? He's been nicked a little bit. He's taken some shots, too.
Well, Bracy Wright, just an extraordinary talent. He actually suffered the back injury while he played at the Colony, which is just north of Dallas in Texas, and then had a reoccurrence of that back injury and was out for 4 games and never really has come back 100%. There's Coverdale. 5:50 to go first half. Hornsby drives. Coverdale, baseline jumper, too strong. Into the hands of Williams. Alabama wants to run. And the quick hands of Bracy Wright are there.
That's why you recover defensively.
Underneath, Dudley off the glass and in.
A size basket right underneath with great hustle. And actually, Alabama really hanging tough on that particular trip.
And Coverdale walks it up. Dudley has 8 for the Alabama team. Gottfried saying they weren't sure because they did finish 7-9 this year. They had a very good schedule. Alabama, they defeated Oklahoma. But he said when they heard, they were watching the selection show as a group, they heard they will play the Crimson. And he said when he heard Crimson, he knew they didn't mean Harvard.
and then they all were in a pile. He said he was on. They were so excited he didn't know who they played, where they played, when they played.
Jumper, not there. Dudley. Gracie Wright has it. Here come the Hoosiers. Coverdale calls for it. Nice move, right. Offensive foul. Wow.
That was deep. That was deep. That's one of those plays. If you set up, it is a charge, but it's rather deep. A lot of officials will disallow it if you're underneath the rim. Under control always. The nice use of the left hand, and, well, some theatrics a little bit, but that's part of the game. You got to get the attention of the official.
Substitution now. Marshall Strickland back on. Mike Davis telling us yesterday he really thought about going to Auburn. And he asked Sonny Smith not to tell anybody. Then word got out, and Wimp Sanderson came, spent 30 minutes at his home in Fayette, Alabama, and he committed to the Crimson Tide.
The power of persuasion, huh? The Wimp style.
24-23.
High pick and roll. He'll spin out to the box.
Here's Antoine Petway into the hands of Mo Williams.
And this is that power game that they have, that high-low. You see the challenge of the passer there. Jumper. Short. Hornsby for Indiana. Well, that's one of those where Dudley was free on the box and he ended up with a jumper. I know he can make them, but I think he got to just be physical against Indiana.
In the air adjustment by Marshall Strickland. Good defense, Alabama. 3-on-2.
And good balance. Good recovery.
Petway comes back outside. Here's Williams. Jump stop. Jumper. And Hornsby. 4 minutes to go first half. A 1-point game. 7 seed against the 10.
And this is where Strickland has to take over. You've got resting Tom Coverdale. Just run your stuff.
Gets the screen, pick and roll.
Nice duck in.
There's the turnaround. Leach misses.
It's amazing, right? He's a lefty. He had continued with a little righty hook. Guys don't develop the other hand. You end up with a very difficult release.
3.5 remaining, first half of play. Winner of this one up against Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon. Pittsburgh convincing winners over Wagner earlier. Petway gets it for Alabama. 5 on the shot clock. Off the glass. Tipped. Tipped again. Erwin Dudley. Another offensive board and a free throw.
So you got to rebound. Good hustle play. Good challenge. Once you turn the corner, you can see all the hands trying to grab. They're so tiny under there. I know Leach is in the game right now. The guards must come down and help out on the big people.
Demetrius Smith makes his first appearance on the floor for Alabama. Wears number 23, and Erwin Dudley, 10 points and 7 rebounds already.
And you know, you look at, I'm looking at my notes here on Smith. He's quick to the rim, and he's a nice post passer. So maybe that's the reason he's in there. Get it into the big guys, get them involved.
Erwin Dudley's old-fashioned 3 gives Alabama a 4-point lead.
Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Right now, Elizabeth up in accounting is having a real party. She picked the 15th over the number 2 seed because she liked the mascot. Me? I'm not having a party right now. Oh.
Get the Singular NCAA text package, interactive voting, game starts, overtime alerts, final scores, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the "How do you like your furry mascot now" plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Very funny.
What?
For that long road to maturity, we'll be there.
Taco Bell Steak Quesadilla. Marinated carne asada steak and 3 rich melted cheeses make this one high-class quesadilla. Upgrade to steak. Think outside the bun.
Why do we rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car makes all the difference.
Grandma, look, they're here. Hi, Grandma.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
I wanted to know.
I had H&R Block double-check last year's tax return. Free.
More than 500,000 people have taken the free double-check challenge at H&R Block. Those that overpaid got an average of $1,300 more.
They found over $2,000 my CPA missed.
I got 1,000.
It's my money.
I want it back.
It's your turn. See if we can help you get more back. Take the free H&R Block double-check challenge.
Alabama leads by 4. They have hit just under 50%. Indiana 7 of 19. But they have hit 4 of 9 from outside. And a rebounding edge for the Crimson Tide. Williams and Coverdale both in double digits. Bracy Wright 0 for 2 and scoreless. Hasn't gotten to the free throw line either. And Indiana, no field goals in the last 4.5 minutes.
Coverdale playing off the ball now with Strickland on the game. More of an offensive threat.
Tries to take Demetrius Smith off the dribble. Here's Strickland. And the pass into Jeff Newton goes baseline on Trevor. Rejected by Walker.
Oh, is he active? He's got springs. Great attention to detail there. Get it out of town. Whew. He has done some things this year that are amazing. This is just great reaction. But around the rim, and you catch and finish, can be explosive. And they get a hold here on Smith, trying to do a number on Coverdale.
Yes, he was. And Coverdale, 6th team foul on Alabama. First foul on Demetrius Smith. Hornsby will inbound. Finds Jeff Newton. And now Marshall Strickland. Strickland, Newton, Leach, and Hornsby along with Coverdale. Newton with Dudley doing the defensive work. Tough shot. Got a little too far underneath.
They sure did. Good maneuver, but couldn't finish. Well, Leach is really competing, though. I like the way he is involved.
Kennedy Winston had the ball now into the hands of Mo Williams as we near the 2-minute mark of the first half, and Alabama leading 27-23.
Nice curl of the box. Well, the big guys should pass the money. They got to stick together.
There's Dudley with the screen and Winston with the shot. Marshall Strickland takes it down for the Hoosiers.
And a tough catch here.
Oh, yes.
Directly.
Nice save by Newton. And there's Leach. Spins, left-footed off the glass. In and out.
Drop step to the middle with a right hook. He's got a layup.
Right.
Just amazing.
Goes back to the point you made earlier.
Sure does. Likes his right shoulder.
Williams. Walker. Nope. Dudley, no. Winston, no, but a foul.
And maybe Newton. It's interesting. Winston took that jump shot after Walker had Dudley in the post. His man was behind them. They end up with a jump shot. And, you know, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. Put some pressure on these inside people of IU.
That's the 4th team foul. And Kennedy Winston at the line. 6'7", 200 freshman, Mobile, Alabama. Get complete NCAA tournament coverage with live updated brackets and the latest developments on the road to the Final Four. It's all at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
And now here's the dilemma for Indiana right now. Leach goes out. Moye comes in, and he's going to match up against Walker, I would assume. And they should take advantage of that matchup.
And Terrence Mead is going to make a reappearance for the Crimson Tide. Senior out of Scottsboro, Alabama. 6-point lead for Alabama. A 7-0 run for the Crimson Tide. Strickland, Newton, Moye back on the floor. Hornsby and Coverdale.
Really good pressure on the ball there by Mo Williams.
Jeff Newton, Dudley right with him.
Dudley using his strength there to do a great job on the box.
He's fronting Newton now.
Yeah.
And Williams backs off Strickland. Foul.
Oh, they got a push off on Strickland. He must have extended the arm as he got to the lane there. Good defensive trip by Alabama.
An Alabama team that for the first time in the history of the school was ranked #1 in the Associated Press poll. It didn't last long. It lasted about as long as Florida's visit there.
I'm laughing as Mark. What a tough thing to have.
Yes.
Everybody mentions it every minute, every news story, every write-up.
So there's just a huge difference between the #1 team at any time and then being number 2 through 300. Because once you lose it, and they didn't handle it very well, there's Terrence Mead for 3. After they lost to Utah by 1 and got out of the first place spot, every reference to Alabama all year indicated Alabama's Crimson Tide once rated #1 this year. They've got a big lead here.
A journey to the Final Four. It might just start here on Daryl Newman's driveway, where they can work, they can sweat, or they can go to planters.com, where they can win courtside seats to this year's Final Four. Just log on, scratch off, and Planters might just send you up close and personal to the 2003 Final Four. Far, far away from Daryl Newman's driveway. Go nuts at the Final Four.
Excuse me, do you know what investments are in your retirement account?
Okay. No.
And how about you folks?
We have no idea.
And how about your retirement account?
I just adjusted it. Now I'm 50% stocks, 30% bonds, 20% cash.
You can stay close to your money with online tools from TD Waterhouse. Do your own homework. Plan your own future. You can't plan for tomorrow if you don't know where your money is today.
TD Waterhouse. You're in control.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of...
No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
Singular at the half with Greg and Clark. 28.3 seconds from now, they'll have all the latest tournament news, live look-ins at other games that are being played around the country. That's all coming up on Singular at the half. Indiana, Zipola for the last 6:05. They had a 23-22 lead, so 10 unanswered now for the Crimson Tide of Mark Gottfried.
It's almost a very important basket right now. That's why the timeout, get everything organized, get the shots you want. I would think they'll get the last shot and make sure it's a good one. They're making sure somebody didn't come in on a dead ball situation that had been in before the next live ball.
Well, we'll get it all sorted out. Ask Mike Davis, who was the better basketball player, you or Mark Gottfried?
Well, he just smiled, right? Looked on with disdain.
Gottfried said he could score, and Davis says, well, you never gotten the shot off.
Well, he was all SEC defensive.
Yes, he was.
Mike Davis. And you know what? He's got a great offensive head, I think. He run a lot of stuff, and they need a heady play coming down the stretch here.
That's a lot of that time spent in Wichita Falls, right?
It didn't. The CBA,
right.
Quick hitters, a lot of things they run.
With John Freelor, who's one of his assistants, and there's A.J. Moore. Oh, no, they got
Smith.
Demetrius Smith with his second foul. And that is the 7th, so A.J. Moyer goes to the line.
And this is one of those deals where the coach said, don't let Coverdale touch the ball. He was going to do anything. Any roadblock, he was going to push aside.
Dudley back in. Lucky Williams, number 13. There's an ironic number for a guy named Lucky.
Well, you know, this is a case, though. You make the two, and you might get lucky with a good defensive stop.
Right.
You know, if you're Indiana, you're going to just seize the opportunity. If you're Bama, and make sure you value the ball and get a good looking one.
A.J. Moye shoots one more. 1 of 2. Dudley has it. 12 seconds to go. And timeout called by Alabama. So they're going to set up the final shot of the first half, and they do so with an 8-point lead.
Somewhere, a manager needs someone to deliver a 12-ounce sirloin and a slab of baby backs to the couple at table 5. Chop, chop. Nearby, a friendly server needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar. Monster works for everybody.
Great crowds here at the FleetCenter in Boston as the city of Boston hosts the NCAA regionals for only the 2nd time ever.
And a little zone, excuse me, Vern, out of the gate. Not a bad ploy if they can control it. Mo Williams, pump fake if they stay on the floor. He doesn't get the look. I like the maneuver. Change it, and Mike Davis looking on in disbelief, just about to get up now. Oh, that hurts, as they say. And right here, if you stay on the floor, he doesn't get that bounce, get the chance to tee it up. A little nylon.
Mo Williams with 15 points in the first half, and Indiana goes cold in the last 6.5 minutes. We check in with Leslie Visser, who's with Mark Godfrey.
Vern, he said they wanted to throw the first punch, come out aggressive. What were you able to do to Indiana over the last 6 minutes?
Well, I like our defense. And outside of guarding Coverdale, we haven't guarded him very well. But other than that, we've done a pretty good job. And then we've executed well, too, and made some shots.
Do you feel like you need a little more inside offensively?
Well, we relied on the jump shot a little too much. We want to go inside. We did early and had a couple travels and those type things, but we need to go inside, but we got to guard them. We're going to win the game with our defense, and that's what we're talking about with our team.
Best luck to you. Thanks, Mark. Over to you, Vern.
All right, thank you, Leslie. End of the first half. Big run for Alabama. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
There it is. Whoa. Change of plans. Turn right. Whoa!
Introducing Cayenne, pure Porsche, in a most unexpected form.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a commitment to having the lowest possible prices every day, and not just a promise. It's the assurance of a price protection guarantee. It's a reminder of just how smart you really are. It's a little extra change in your pocket, and the know-how to make every dollar work. It's more than a store. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Pizza! In my family, if one wants pizza, the other wants Chinese. Even their stomachs don't agree. If one gets indigestion, the other one gets heartburn. If one gets nausea, the other one gets... well, so I get Pepto-Bismol. As it coats, it relieves heartburn, indigestion, upset stomachs, nausea, and diarrhea. It'd take a box full of other medicines to do what Pepto-Bismol does. Agree?
Agree. Pepto-Bismol, first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
It's the NCAA tournament site with live scores, updated brackets, and insight from the top coaches. CBSSportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
March Madness on CBS. It's all here.
Now during the National Caravan event, get the best values in America from Dodge. Take our best products like Dodge Caravan, the best-selling minivan ever, with available power sliding doors and power rear hatch. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals. like up to $4,000 in cash allowances or 0% financing for 60 months. Add it all up, it equals the best values in America.
Dave. Larry, how is that Dell consolidation going? TCO's down. Uptime? Highly available. Great. And you? Well, you know, we're still running a proprietary Unix-based system. Right.
A Dell flexible solution with Dell PowerEdge servers and Intel Xeon processors can help manage your enterprise for less. Easy as Dell. Call or go online today.
Just stay in its tracks.
Just stay in its tracks.
The Jaguar X-Type, the only car in its class with all-wheel drive, standard. Get an X-Type for $279 a month. Visit your Chicagoland Jaguar retailer today.
Halftime between Alabama and Indiana. There are some tight tournament games going on, and we'll take you there coming right up.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to our studios here in New York and to Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg. Our score at the break, the Crimson Tide of Alabama leading 35-24. And finally, Clark Kellogg is correct when he says the Big Ten is going to begin to struggle somewhere along the line.
Well, Alabama taking advantage of getting the ball in the paint, getting offensive rebounds, getting extra shot attempts. Indiana primarily trying to get it done from the perimeter.
All right, Clark, winner of this game moves on to play Pittsburgh on Sunday. Meanwhile, down in Tampa, the Florida Gators with a 31-23 lead on the Bearcats of Sam Houston State. Now it's 34-23. Coming up on a minute and a half, let's join Ian Eagle and Jim Spanarkel.
Florida 34, Sam Houston State 23, a minute 25 to go here in the first half. Stevenson's jump shot won't go. And now Florida seems to be getting its rhythm back after about a 5-6 minute stretch where they were searching a bit on the offensive end.
Clearly at the beginning of this game they came out pretty comfortable in going after it and using their options on the offensive end. Good job again by Fox defensively to be a factor.
Bonner able to save it off his miss. Nelson thought about it. Shot clock at 13. Drops it inside. Lee puts it in and one.
And the offensive set from Florida just then, not one of their best, but the delivery again with Nelson getting into the middle of the lane and Lee going after it once again. And the enthusiasm, the energy level, trying to pick it up right at the end of the half.
Second foul on Donald Cole, the best player for Sam Houston State, averaging 17.6 points per game. Lee has been the best player for Florida here tonight. 15 points. Great effort by Bonner, and they knocked it off of Sam Houston State out of bounds.
Never thought Bonner had a chance to get that basketball just then, or get to it. A terrific effort by Bonner.
So after Sam Houston State closed, Florida's found a second win as they go under a minute to play. The winner gets Michigan State. Meanwhile, in Nashville, UNC-Wilmington is within 6 of the Terps of Maryland. 40-34 is the score there. We join Jim Nantz and Billy Packer.
Here in Nashville, North Carolina, Wilmington had the lead at 34-29, an 11-point Maryland run. This is Carolina Wilmington in the white uniforms and Blizzard, 4-time first-teamer in his league. Off the mark that time. Blake driving, and that's going to be a block call, right?
That's a big call. 2 huge calls in this first half. Could have gone either way. The one on Blizzard put him on the bench. Here's Blake, who's got a path to the basket. And what the call by the official was, Blake had already taken off.
Well, they're going to now call it on Blake, but they're going to count the basket.
The ball was released. Gary Williams can't believe it. Blake had a path to the basket. Gary Williams, that's number 3, isn't it?
That's huge.
It really is. He'll have to come out. Gilchrist will come back in.
3 on Blake.
So you have 2 on Blizzard, 3 on Blake. And I would say that Maryland has the better of that in this respect. Gilchrist can come in and play the point. Give Blake an opportunity to sit down here. 2:30 to go in the half.
But remember, Gilchrist also with 2 fouls. That free throw by Coombs ends a 13-0 run by Maryland. And Callahan called for that one.
Maryland doing a fine job blocking out inside. Taj Holden. In that particular case, it was Smith. Randall doing a good job in that zone blocking out.
2 on Callahan. The winner of this game takes on Xavier Sunday afternoon here in Nashville. Xavier eliminating Troy State with a 12-point win earlier tonight. Jamar Smith at the line. 1-1 for Maryland. Justice battling, gets the board.
Justice has some nice hands. You know what?
He's made some plays in this game. Hit 1-3. There's Blizzard, gives it up inside Coombs, and Jamar Smith will be the victim of that foul, or the one called for it. Randall was hot at the start of this game for Maryland, Billy.
Well, he got off to a good start offensively, down inside, some nice catches and putbacks. Since that time, although he hasn't been productive on the offensive end, he has really done a fine job, particularly in the defensive glass.
Hit 4 out of 4 from the field in the game. Double bonus, so one more coming.
Combs just a 40.
So the Terps 42-35 with 2:12 to play in the first half. Meanwhile, in Birmingham, Butler and Mississippi State, a battle of the Bulldogs, 5:14 to play in the first half. Butler's Bulldogs lead it by 3, 18-15. Let's take you there. Craig Bolerjack and Dan Bonner.
It's one thing to draw guys, but you get them all up in the air.
In Birmingham, 18-15 Butler with 5:14 left in this opening half. Austin missed the first. He'll get a second. Austin with 6 points. Missed them both. Archie leads the way for Butler with 8, and Dwayne Lightfoot, Dan Bonner off the bench with 7.
Been an interesting game. Butler jumped out to the 12-3 lead, and Mississippi State with a 10-1 run got it back.
Archie dribbles in. How about that knuckleball floater? Close. Rebound. Mississippi State. Timmy Bowers to slow it down. Under 5 minutes. Now to the corner. Lightfoot on the backside with the rebound.
Want to be careful about taking that 3, even if it's wide open early in the shot clock. You've got to move the defense a little bit. Butler with that 9-point lead, the biggest of the game.
2 ties and just 1 lead change. Miller. Boy, he looked outside and then just tucked it in and got the lay-in.
They're playing him for the pass. And Miller, recognizing that, drives all the way to the goal. That is a very, very smart play.
A 5-point Butler lead. Coming up on the 4-minute mark. And from the corner, 3 and out.
Again, you shoot it early in the shot clock. The defense hasn't moved. If you miss, the defense is in great position for a rebound.
4 minutes left, first half.
You don't want to get lulled into taking that 3 early in the shot clock. You've got a big advantage on the inside. You need to use it. Oh, that's a great defensive play.
Boy, they're just laying down. Now they're saying, let's get up. Official comes over, and there's no whistle. Lightfoot.
That's a pretty smart play by Miller. He got tied up with Harper and didn't let him go.
Crowd voicing their displeasure.
Again, a little bit of a hurry by Mississippi State on offense.
Inside, double pump, Lightfoot rejected.
Looking for the foul there. Mario Austin, a pretty good defender. Remember, Lightfoot's only 6'5".
There are some serious Bulldogs on the floor in Birmingham. Mississippi State trailing Butler 20-15 as they come up on 3 minutes to play in the first half. Earlier in our Singular fan poll, we asked what's been the best finish to a tournament game so far. Almost 80% of you picked yesterday's 76-74 overtime win by California over NC State. Keep watching for more Singular Wireless fan poll questions. We thank you for joining us here on Singular at the half. We'll send you back to Boston for more of Alabama and Indiana right after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
Hey, Smith, you get a raise?
No, I got an Optima. Introducing the Kia Optima midsize sedan.
Smith got a raise and options.
With available V6.
VP?
10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Smith's taking over.
Smith. And a starting price around $16,000.
Watch your back, Smith.
Smith Worldwide.
It'll just look like you got a raise. The Kia Optima. Right now, get 0% financing or up to $2,000 cash back.
I pull for the underdog. I yell at the coaches, blast the refs. I pray, curse, cry. I will drop down on my knees and beg for a three-pointer from half court.
You're going to love the Singular NCAA text package. Only Singular provides interactive voting during NCAA men's tournament broadcasts and sports alerts. Get all this plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Hank Fowler. Yeah, baby. Plan.
Go to singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Hey, Bob. Hey. You get a new haircut?
No.
Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Did you lose weight?
Huh?
Your jacket, Bob? Nope.
What's different? He finally asked his doctor about Viagra. Ready to ask your doctor about Viagra for the first time? Find out if a free sample is right for you. To learn more, visit Viagra.com.
Called the sitter, I walked the dog, and I saw the doctor.
Ask your doctor and see the difference.
So, you hanging up the whistle, eh, Coach?
Yeah, kind of hard to believe.
So can a girl buy you dinner?
Coach, sorry, could you help me with something?
Sure.
This goes up there.
At Applebee's, we do our best to be part of the neighborhood.
Wednesday on a special night, a Survivor surprise that's going to blow the whole game.
Heidi, you want to do it?
Wide open.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
All new Survivor, special night, CBS Wednesday.
Is building the toughest truck in America and outselling the competition for the past 26 years.
More huge explosions in the center of Baghdad and just outside the city. Some more Iraqi troops are surrendering in the south, including one entire division of regular Iraqi army troops near the city of Basra. Other U.S. and British units are rolling north, meeting sporadic resistance, sometimes fierce, on the way to Baghdad. 2 U.S. Marines have been killed by enemy fire, in addition to the 4 Marines who died in a helicopter crash. Turkey is finally allowing U.S. aircraft to fly through its airspace, opening the way for U.S. troops to be flown into northern Iraq to try to keep the peace between Kurds, Turks, and Iraqis. But Turkey is also sending some of its own troops across the border against U.S. wishes. Anti-war protests flared today in Turkey and in several Arab capitals. In Cairo, Egyptian police used water cannon against the crowds. In this country, some hundreds of people were arrested in San Francisco in a second day of protests. Majority American opinion remains behind the war. Dan Rather at CBS News headquarters in New York.
Impeccable road manners. Well-dressed interior. Looks best in red.
Introducing the all-new Mazda 6.
Let me guess, stuffed French toast down at IHOP.
Yeah. Right now at IHOP, it's stuffed French toast. Luscious cream cheese on the inside, creamy whipped topping, and your choice of fruit on the outside. Served with all your favorite stuff right alongside. Stuffed French toast at IHOP. Everybody's packing in just to get a taste. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
This is CBS, America's most watched network.
Is building the toughest truck in America and outselling the competition for the past 26 years in a row luck? No, it's total truck domination. Right now, to celebrate 26 years of leadership, get $2,500 total cash back or 0% financing on Ford F-150. $2,500 cash or 0% on America's #1 selling truck, F-150. After 26 years, we're not just building trucks, we're building a dynasty. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
When you can hear your wedding song 8 different ways. When you can see sunny skies ahead. When you can pick tulips over roses and chicken instead of beef. When you can get a reminder of why you're marrying him. When you can do all this with a calling plan starting at $19.99 a month. That's M-Life from AT&T Wireless. Right now, get a free Motorola 120T phone after $50 mail-in rebate. Hurry in or call 1-888-MY-M-Life today.
Excuse me, which way's 4th Street?
2 blocks that way.
You're closer to a Volkswagen than you think. In fact, really, really close.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by GM Goodwrench, Taco Bell, the United States Army, and by Pontiac.
Never know which way we're going here in downtown Boston late at night. Alabama leading Indiana by 11 as we get set for the start of the second 20 minutes. Bill, let's take a look at the halftime.
Well, will he ever return? The ability field goal-wise, outstanding by Alabama. This is the best I've seen them play, by the way. Early in the year, I happened to go to the Oklahoma game. 3-point field goal. They need Coverdale and really start knocking some down pretty even. Rebounding. The Bama front line decimating by attacking the glass. And right here, when you rebound, generally, you win that battle. Now, they are solid early here. I think this is devastating.
And the 2 leading scorers, 2 points between Newton and Bracy Wright on the evening. 35-24 as we get underway. Here's Tom Coverdale. He had 4 field goals in the first half. Bracy Wright, who has the ball now, just got his first.
I tell you what, he got a quick release there, sort of snuck it in, had the defense looming on his shoulder. But that's important that he get involved. I mean, this is an outstanding performance. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and Alabama has been extraordinary on the defensive end.
First field goal for Wright tonight. That ball kicked, fresh 35 to the Crimson Tide. Bracy Wright. I think before the back injury, you could make a claim that he was playing as well as any first-year player in the country.
Absolutely. And so 7 games I've been involved watching them play, and you're right. Unfortunately, it's a problem that it's going to take a while to heal itself, too. Backs are peculiar, as we know. Nice cut here.
Bo Williams, beauty.
And Kennedy. Winston, on the money. Too easy.
17 points now for Maurice Williams, and back to an 11-point lead quickly. Here's Coverdale. Tom Coverdale had 16 first half points. He had 4 field goals. The rest of the team in the first 20 minutes had 3. Wright hit from behind by Winston, knocked into the hands of Antoine Fenway.
Good collective defense, though. This kid is tough, by the way, offensively.
In and out.
Great look. And boy, Indians have a lot of breakdowns on matchups.
Coverdale gets the rebound. As it slapped away, Fenway.
Be curious to see if this is on the shot now. I think he was going to pass the ball. And they are going to say, and this is just the ability to gamble and you pay for it, but the ability when you put the ball on the floor to keep your head up. And a good solid look, and of course the cut by Williams.
And it was ruled a pass. 37-26. Tom Coverdale gets it back. Kicks it outside. Hornsby spots up for the three. Not there.
Nice rebound.
It sure was. Jeff Newton.
Big time snatch, huh?
So the two guys they need to really produce in the second half get the first 2 field goals for Indiana.
They got to have them step up and understanding how to read a shot. It's got to be soft enough to be tippable or catchable. Excellent by Newton.
High pick and roll. Maurice Williams and Dudley. Now another screen from Petway.
I think they got Leach on that one, trying to get set up, do his homework early, got caught. But watch inside here, Vern, how to get yourself in position that you become the checkout guy on the offensive end. Slither in, stick the guy just like you would if you were checking him out on the other end.
Third foul on George Leach. Here's the catch and release. Mo Williams, Coverdale with another rebound. Left side, Hornsby for 3.
How about that catch and shoot? And not the bounce either. Coverdale knows they're going to ride it. Get him into the game. I think that's why he started this second half.
A.J. Moye leading the applause on the Indiana bench. Marshall Strickland not starting to open this half. And Hornsby, the senior from Anacoca, Louisiana.
And right now, Alabama can't feed this little comeback by Indiana with bad shots or quick shots. Get good shots. Get your big guys involved a little bit.
Williams, too strong. Loose ball, tipped. Dudley fights for it. Hornsby gets it. And here come the Hoosiers. Coverdale, right side, right. Fouled as he makes his way to the basket.
You know, I didn't mind Williams' drive, though, Vern. I mean, a good attempt here, but this is early offense. You get down the floor, and I love giving the guy a chance to prepare. Step into the shot. Coverdale, in a wise fashion, gave it up. Hornsby acknowledges.
Kennedy Winston picks up his second foul. Mark Gottfried's going to send Terrence Mead on here in a moment.
More of an attack mode by Indiana right now, not sitting back.
Leach, little jump hook, fouled by Walker.
Now, if you're Walker, you force him the other way. He doesn't like to go that way. Don't let him turn to his favorite side, the southpaw stroke.
Leach shoots 2. Kenny Walker gets the foul.
63% from the foul. Yeah, they get a lot of fun with George Leach at practice. Have you noticed that? They tease him. He was knocking down threes in their shooting drill. And a big smile. I mean, he could become, he's so long that he could become a factor. Just a solid contributor in areas now like shot blocking and rebound. I think he could develop a game.
Well, at the end of practice yesterday, he hit 4 consecutive threes and kept glancing over at Mike Davis as if to say, Davis told us, watch him, he's going to take one in the game.
I don't know. They can ill afford it right now.
4-point margin, a 9-2 run for Indiana to open this half. Well, you thought they had the wherewithal to make a comeback.
Well, you know, there's a tough, nice little play here. They get the foul, the double, and they just didn't go up straight, reached in. And they got too many good shooters, too. And the one thing with Newton and Wright coming up empty, you've got that in your favor if you can reach them, cajole them, push them to get a little more aggressive, and that certainly hurts any comeback, because now they got to play real small. They don't have the confidence on the bench with other than perimeter people.
Now they got Mike Roberts and Sean Klein on the bench, but neither as tall nor as adept as George Leach. Dudley. Now let's see what move. It's A.J. Moye. So here's A.J. Moye coming on to play a forward spot.
A tough guy, though.
6'3", 215 out of Atlanta.
A gamer. One thing about Dudley, he makes free throws. 71%, but gets there. I just think that he could be more of a factor for this team. Big body.
Dudley has 13 points, and he's 1 rebound away from a double-double today. Averaging almost 10 rebounds per game, 9.5 for the season. There's the pick from Newton. Back it goes to Coverdale. Terrence Mead defending. And a nice strong move by Jeff Newton.
Bring the big guy away and blow by. This guy's got some athletic ability and also a great sense of the game.
We played a little over 3.5 here in the second half, and it's a 4-point game. It was 11 at the break.
Would you suggest that Mike Davis dressed down or dressed up Bracy and Newton? I mean, they're different guys right now, right, Newton?
Well, they had one field goal between the two at the halftime spot. Here's Walker short, tipped by Newton, loose ball out of bounds. Alabama gets it.
But they got the look over Moya. You couldn't argue with that, but unable to convert.
Alabama leads it, but the lead has been cut to
4.8 seconds remain. One last try for the Bruins of UCLA to get into the Sweet 16. Knocked out last year in the first round by Tulsa. They don't want to lose this one. Edney going the distance.
Introduce yourself to Bacardi Silver 03 Premium Malt Beverage. As much fun as you can have with orange. 5% alcohol by volume. Your night just got more interesting.
Taco Bell Steak Quesadilla. Marinated carne asada steak and 3 rich melted cheeses make this one high-class quesadilla. Upgrade to steak. Think outside the bun.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Be a part of the madness when Craig Kilborn takes the Late Late Show to New Orleans starting Monday, March 31st on CBS.
You know my nickname in college? The Big Easy.
Back at the FleetCenter, well, Mike Davis was not happy at halftime, and his message got through. He said, our offense completely broke down. Our inside guys were just standing around. Well, now we've seen them fight back. As for Alabama, we saw before the game, Kenny Walker wrote on his hand. Vern, he might want to look down and remind himself what he wrote was, dunk it.
And appropriate, but there's a travel before the attempted lay-in.
You know, I just like what they did, though. The double occurred. They had a dive to the rim, and Hornsby there, you just go up and put it in. No sense walking at that time.
Well, a splendid start for Indiana here in the second half. 4 of 6. Coverdale at 16 at the break. A.J. Moye on for George Leach, who sits with 4 fouls.
Lee doing a nice job on Coverdale. Really aggressive at the point of attack.
And you're looking at Coverdale at 6'2", Wright at 6'3", Hornsby 6'5", Moye at 6'3". It's a very, very small lineup.
It's tiny, but you know, I'm watching them guard on the perimeter, Alabama now. They're turning guys. They're so aggressive, so far from the rim, it doesn't make sense. Back up a little, get a good angle, slide that high bump, Mo Williams. You're getting hung up twice. That time Bracy Wright gets right into the teeth. They had a blocked shot on him earlier. This time he's able to get to the free throw line.
Bracy Wright, 1 of 4 from the field. You can follow each game of the NCAA tournament on the internet. For more information on how you can watch March Madness from your computer, just go to ncaasports.com. Bracy Wright, one more. margin is 3. Hoosiers trail by 11 at the break, but they have come back and cut the margin to 3 in this closely fought game. They had a 6.5 period in which they scored 1 point to end the first half. A 13-1 run by Alabama gave them that big margin at the break.
And the first half, Indiana did not double the inside people. Now they're doubling. See if the Alabama team can make good decisions with 8 to go. You don't want that.
You sound like a coach who's disappointed.
Oh, yeah, you got to get it inside to these guys. A nice defense. Could have charged, or Mike thinks it's a defensive foul, but good coordination with the shot block as well.
Bracy Wright.
Different guy right now, much more aggressive, and you can see Moye trying to hold off. A nice slide to the screen, and then the help with the block.
39-36, the ball inbounded by Coverdale. There's Hornsby. A 12-4 run to get them back within a tray in this ball game. Coverdale hit 3 of those in the first half. He hasn't shot in the second half. Here's Bracy Wright. Scoreless in the first half, and Newton picks up a foul.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you can see moving the guy away, he's so maneuverable, flexible. That time with the dribble, he's got the spot-up jumper, and now the dilemma for Mark Gottfried is, who do I keep on him? Who can contain him? But when he's got his back to the basket, I think it's the advantage to Alabama. Step out, screen, pop, ISO for him, let him use the bounce.
Here's Coverdale in the paint. Rejected by Walker.
Active. Not Skywalker, but he can get up there in the elements.
Saw Kenny Sky Walker last week, as a matter of fact.
And in Lexington, KY, I'm sure.
Right. Well, he was in New Orleans doing radio shows for a radio station in Lexington.
You know, Moye is so clever. He just induced the push, and the ref spotted as he recoiled.
That's the 3rd foul on Erwin Dudley. So Mark Gottfried will make a move, and Kennedy Winston replaces the senior.
Looking to the lob on that back screen by Hornsby. Tough shot.
Yes, it was. And Winston gets the rebound for the Crimson Tide. 39-36. Mo Williams, Petway, Winston, Walker, and Terrence Mead on the floor for Alabama.
It becomes a real perimeter game now unless they use Walker. It's sort of the advantage of it. That's good. Let's see how they read this.
Back it goes. The three-pointer. Mead, no. Coverdale to Bracy Wright. Kicks it back outside. A foul. Blocking foul is called in the lane.
Good piece of officiating, too. And different attitude right now. Is Bracy Wright more confident?
And 14 minutes to go already in the bonus. 1-1.
And that's just the aggressive nature. And Leslie mentioned Mike Davis' address at halftime. He's just getting his guys to do so many things in an aggressive fashion now. They paid attention.
You saw John Treelor sitting next to Mike Davis on the Alabama bench. Treelor was a head coach in the CBA, and Mike Davis his assistant. Now they work together, and they go all the way back to the Alabama days when John Treelor was his academic advisor. And there's Wright missing another free throw.
And a nice play to save it, too. Of course, Timmy Barrow, also the trainer here, business manager for the basketball team. He's still got a deep shot. He's stuck. You know what? He changed his personality this half. Now that's going because he attacked the Bama defense with the dribble.
And the Hoosiers down 11 at the half. Get the 3 from Bracy Wright, and they have tied this up 39-39.
Hey, Smith, you get a raise?
No, I got an Optima. Introducing the Kia Optima midsize sedan.
Smith got a raise and options.
With available V6.
VP?
10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Smith's taking over.
Smith. And a starting price around $16,000.
Watch your back, Smith.
Smith Worldwide.
It'll just look like you got a raise. The Kia Optima. Right now, get 0% financing or up to $2,000 cash back.
I'm thirsty. You want something?
If you're up.
I'm up. You want anything?
It's okay.
David, I'm in the kitchen. Can I get you anything?
What do you have?
A Coke.
That sounds good.
Are you sure?
Yes, please. Thank you, Court.
Ice?
Yes, please.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Morning, William.
CJ.
Hey, how you doing?
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short?
You're always glad you came.
Yeah. Hey, no, you can't drive. Sure. See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
We need a car.
A sport car.
A wagon.
Silver.
And certified pre-owned.
That one.
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
It has been Hoosier time in Beantown in the second half, and Indiana has roared back to tie it up 39-39, bringing a bit of relief to Mike Davis in his third year as head coach here. His family has come from Bloomington. Wife Tamilia, that's his son Antoine, who is 4 and can shoot the heck out of the basketball. And his mom Vandella from Fayette, Alabama. Talked to Mike back in January. Mom had come up to Bloomington. He said, I'm going to try and convince her to live here, and she has stayed. And she hates to fly, but she came in from Bloomington on the charter yesterday. Up, tip, good.
I tell you, nice play off the timeout to get that great look for Kennedy Winston. I'm laughing at the play trip. You know, they got a technical foul. Is that on Mark Idley? Let's see. Yeah. He was upset that there wasn't a foul, maybe on the Winston curl. And that's that ridicule we've all done, or sarcasm and the applause for the officials.
Here's Coverdale. Pete Moore from Indiana telling us at the half, in the 20 Indiana wins this year, Tom Coverdale was at the line 80 times. In their 12 losses, he got to the free throw line only 19 times.
Yeah, that's a great stat. He's got 4 assists in this half. Their whole personality, although Coverdale came out of the gate sparking, that's amazing. That's just it tells you, it tells him when he's aggressive, the good things happen for this club.
41 all, 3:13 to go.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Great step through. I love it. What a change, a metamorphosis of a personality. Huh? Oh, a total turnaround and disenchanted with maybe the call at the other end, but now they got to get back to basics. They've been solid. He mentioned at halftime to Leslie, great defense. They got to get back to it.
Mike Davis seems energized on the bench as well. Here's Newton. We talked about Tim Garl, a longtime assistant at Indiana. Goes all the way back to Alabama, and he worked for Paul Bear Bryant.
He was a student trainer in those days, right?
Yes, indeed. Newton. Indiana on top, 43-41.
Test your mettle right now. Be sound, run your stuff. Let it go through Dudley. When they post up, not too bad either. You know, that's almost an offensive foul. And Gracie Wright puts the arm around. He was correct. Oh.
Yeah, a little hook there. Well, Gracie Wright gets called for the foul.
A lot of the alumni wanted to give me the hook. Right here, look at that. I mean, that's even get in trouble in New York doing that.
Coverdale taps it out of bounds. It'll be Alabama again. 43-41, Hoosiers. Kennedy Winston, guarded by Moye. AJ getting extensive playing time in this half. George Leach on the bench with 4 fouls.
There you go.
Dudley pass. Meade fouled. He'll go to the line.
Well, he's made some good plays on the double. In some of the games I watched, he didn't do a good job on the double. Wasn't a great passer out of it. But this is tough as they close. Just this little slip. Look at that. Hornsby right there with the giveaway. But clever.
And Terrence Meade at the line, 65% free throw shooter for the season. And Alabama, perfect that they haven't been there much. 6 of 6 now. Marshall Strickland will come on now for the Hoosiers, number 22, and Bracy Wright's going to get a chance to rest.
Not a bad move, too, because he has really energized this team with his aggressive play. You can see Leach complimenting him there, patting him on the knee.
Tied at 43 with 12:42 to go. First round game from Boston at the FleetCenter. Coverdale.
Oh, AJ, yeah, let's see. I think he got me. Yeah, moving block. That's a nice little play they run. The screen across, and then they get the screen to give a little pick and roll here. And boy, he is off to the races. And AJ,
they hit cheekbones,
yeah,
Bill.
Is that a punishment, huh? Inflicted not only the foul, but the cheek.
Looks like Meade's going to be just fine. AJ holding his right cheekbone, and he'll stay on. 43 all, 12:30 remaining in the ballgame.
A tough matchup for Moye with Winston. He's got to give up a couple inches, but he's got some toughness.
Williams quick. Up, blocked. Strickland held ball, possession arrow, Alabama.
Pretty good recognition defensively, Byron. Everybody closed on the dribbler.
12:21 to go, 20 on the shot clock. Turn around, Dudley, nope.
Nice play by Newton with the slap away.
Sure was.
Had to control his man as well.
Tapped it right to Hornsby. Here's Coverdale. Kicks it outside. Strickland, a foul is going to be called.
I'll tell you, Coverdale's really upset. He didn't think that he fouled. Got to be careful. Once you go forward and don't jump stop, leave your feet, you're dead, Vern.
That is the first foul on Coverdale. The 6th team foul on Indiana. So Alabama goes to the bonus. Next foul on the Hoosiers. Biggest lead was the halftime lead, and a three-pointer right at the buzzer by Mo Williams gave him that 11-point margin.
Mo trying to post up, feels he can do some damage down there, taking Strickland.
Kennedy Winston, little elbow, little shoulder, and he's going to go to the line.
Now he knows he can manufacture a post-up. Moye riding them all around. Mike Davis upset at the defense, not the officials. And, of course, the Bama fans think he should get one now, but he's really not getting after the officials.
And one of the more memorable scenes this year was Mike Davis at the end of the game against Kentucky.
Memorable and unfortunate.
Yeah, it was.
Right? I mean, it really wasn't. And, you know, we had the picture of Mom on before. She told him no more technical fouls. He said, since she told me that, he hasn't had one.
That's right.
Right? I mean, so that's listening to Mommy.
Well, Mike was immediately contrite in the aftermath of that goal. There's Mom Vandella from Fayette, Alabama. Her son once starred at the University of.
Mr. Goodwrench, who is this one and only GM expert? I gotta find this guy. So, Fred, you are Mr. Goodwrench?
That's right.
You say you're Mr. Goodwrench, but that guy says he's Mr. Goodwrench. Well, I'd have a little talk with Chirpy over there, but that's just me. That's how I roll. And you're Mr. Goodwrench.
That's right.
Huh. Will the real Mr. Goodwrench please step forward?
Find Mr. Goodwrench at over 7,000 GM dealerships nationwide.
All right, pal. Give me the bullhorn.
No.
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
Greatest moments in NCAA basketball: 1956, the perfect season; 1957, triple unbelievable overtime; 1982, New Orleans voodoo; 1983, the Cinderella story; 1992, the greatest game played ever.
Get the Singular NCAA text package, interactive voting, game starts, overtime alerts, final scores, plus unlimited text messaging for only $2.99 a month.
I call it the Fred Jumper, never miss a moment plan.
Go to Singular.com/NCAA or visit your Singular store now to find out why Singular fits you best.
Right now, the only thing standing between the supervisor and his weekend is somebody loading this pallet on a 5-ton truck to Tuscaloosa. Nearby, a fast, dependable forklift operator needs a good job. That's where we come in. Employers, call 888-MONSTER. Post your job and find the right person for it. Because now, blue collar, white collar, no collar, Monster works for everybody.
Superstar Celine Dion performs her greatest hits in a spectacular live event.
It will be unlike anything you've ever seen.
Celine in Las Vegas, opening night, live CBS Tuesday.
Mike Davis's team trails by 2, and they need a little defensive stop, something in which he excelled when he played at Alabama from 80 to 83. Joined on that team by Enos Watley, Buck Johnson, and the coach, Wimp Sanderson. They had a good one.
And Watley, a number of years in the NBA, remember, with the Bulls at one time.
Here's Coverdale, Hornsby, Marshall, Strickland, Newton, and Bracy Wright is back out of the timeout on the floor.
A little zone look now, and Indiana was ready for that three-quarter court press, too. Nice post up by Newton.
Entry pass. There's Newton off the glass, and he gets it in.
And you notice the weak side help is by Meade on the rotation. They're not big enough.
Tied again, this time at 45. Newton has 10, up 8 in this half. Kennedy Winston guarded by Hornsby. Oh,
he's tough. I mean, he's a wonderful, creative, offensive player. It's part of them getting better, adjusting to him, as well as he's got to adjust to his team.
Well, Mark Godfrey telling us yesterday as well, he has to learn where to get shots for Kennedy Winston.
And by the way, just notice Meade went behind the screen out that high. Once in a while, Coverdale will stay and make that jump shot. You got to be careful.
From the corner, Strickland to feed. And here's Newton going up for the ball. It's tipped out of bounds by Dudley. It'll be Indiana ball.
Nice weak side positioning, too, by Newton. Different guy this half.
That's that Mike Davis sermon.
Hey, absolutely. Reached him. Gut-wrenching. You know, you really have to get emotional, I'm sure. Guys just sometimes need that urging and respond to it.
A.J. Moye on for Indiana, replacing Kyle Hornsby. And you saw Kenny Walker back on for Irwin Dudley for the Crimson Tide. 47-45. Here's Coverdale. And Newton spin move. Got it. No!
Wow, got to finish. Nice play.
Outlet pass comes to Mo Williams. Over Strickland. Got that one.
Big time pull up. That last trip, you know, Walker went in the game because he's more mobile, can play Newton away, and yet Newton still out-finessed him and couldn't finish.
Williams had 15 in the first half. He's got 4 in this second chapter. Here's Coverdale, and he's going to go back to the free throw line.
You know what you love about Coverdale? He body searches. I mean, he goes after a guy to get to the line. But the ability to cross over and get into the lane. Look at the elevation at the end. The defense is backpedaling. The concern is the blow by, and a great read by Mo.
Coverdale is going to the free throw line for the 8th attempt. And he's perfect thus far, 7 of 7. One more.
He's one of those kids that when you were younger, you go to the playground and he would guard you, and you knew it wasn't going to be a pleasant day.
Right.
You'd have to take it to him to stand any chance.
Oh, not him.
Not him again. The nudge. He wants to be a coach, he told me, high school coach.
I think he'll be.
Oh, like, if he gets him to play like he does, they have a few state championships.
A lot of it's about the effort.
Nice non-call in the lane.
Yeah, that was Newton. Here's the basket attempt. And Bracy Wright clears it for the Hoosiers, a chance to tie or take the lead.
Good call.
Yes,
good call. And you had the corner turn. A lot of flopping going on instead of just getting to the angle and waiting for some support.
Foul is on Terrence Meade.
And smart. He doesn't want to leave early. Tough to watch an NCAA game from the back room.
Coverdale at 20 points, and here's Bracy Wright, who had a very quiet first half. One more.
76% for the year, so you know he's got that talent on the line. And Leach comes in with those 4 fouls, so a little yo-yo. You got to give Newton a blow, though. I think it's a good move.
Right. So Jeff Newton will get a rest. See how long he stays out of the game. And Bracy Wright with a chance to tie. Irwin Dudley will come back on. And Ernest Shelton makes his second appearance in the game. Had a brief time on the court in the first half.
Yeah, Shelton can light it up on occasion, too. And one of those deep shooters on penetration. Can make some shots.
Maurice Williams, Shelton, Meade, Dudley, and Winston on the floor for the Crimson Tide. 9:30 to go. Dudley fights for position.
Number 5.
That's it.
That's it. One duck in. You weren't ready. You've got to do your homework early if you're going to play post defense. You've got to be up the lane, leading the guy. You got to be here now. He's like behind already. He's dead. I mean, you're just at a disadvantage entirely. If they lob, it's got to be a perfect lob. If they lob, your teammate is harassing the passer. I mean, not a good giveaway. And just tough. It really inhibits Mike Davis now coming down the stretch. And Newton got some blow, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. May have had 4 breaths.
Number 50, Jeff Newton.
George Leach. One of those nights.
Yeah. Couldn't get untracked.
Mike Davis doing a little coaching.
They really have a good relationship, those two.
Alabama still perfect to the line. Not anymore.
And look at this.
But Shelton grabs it, and they've got a chance to break the tie.
He's got 3 or 4 inches on Moye, and he just, on a missed free throw, it's very tough to stick a guy without some help.
There's Winston. Spin, fall away off the glass, no. And Jeff Newton grabs the rebound. Here comes the Hoosiers.
Look at the spread in the early.
What a perfect pass that was. Shot no good, but Coverdale knew right where Bracy Wright
that's a feel. That's a lot of practice, a lot of understanding.
Still tied at 49, under 9 remaining.
Bracy doing a nice job here. Almost caused the turnover and does with great defense. Now you've got Kennedy Winston, Vern. He's got Moye. I would slip him into the box now, do some damage. He's clever. He can get good weak side position. You might need some help.
40 to go. Hoosiers surprise visitors to the Final Four last year in Mike Davis' second season. Trying to win the first round game this time out against an Alabama team that went into the tournament a year ago as a second seed.
And right now they're trying to do it all with the dribble because it's such a perimeter team. I would feel Newton out again. Let him get it and take Dudley.
10 on the shot clock now at 7. Here's Strickland. There underneath is Bracy Wright.
Is that being active and helping your teammate out? We stood in the corner and they didn't have anything. Great acknowledgement with the dive to the rim.
Indiana by 2. 7:59 remaining. Wright has 10 points all in the second half. Winston, oh, he just about dragged the foot.
Really was unsure, wasn't he?
Coverdale. Here come the Hoosiers yet again. They were down by 11 at the break. Had a nice 12-4 start to open the second half. Coverdale off the mark. There's Strickland.
They are hustling, Vern. That same play before, Moye had the foul on this time he stood still.
There's Newton.
Turning face.
Dudley's got to be careful. Off the glass and in.
I tell you, he's got a variety of shots, too. He can throw the jump hook in there that time. Just took advantage. A little bit of a fade. The kiss for the big fella.
Newton has 10 in this half.
Well, it's Newton's law. Drop step, sets your man up. A little kiss as they go to break.
You know, it's a wonderful life. It's a lifestyle. The smell of the wood burning in an open fire. If you've never had a burger cooked over an open flame, you're missing out on something.
Original Western Whopper is back. Crispy bacon and cheddar cheese with bullseye barbecue sauce. Come into Burger King now, because this offer ends soon.
Winding down our coverage of first-round games in this year's NCAA tournament. March Madness thus far, the Big Ten and the SEC undefeated. 10 seeds with a 2-1 record. Alabama trying to make that 3-1. Tulsa, the lowest seed to win a game thus far. And Indiana has come from 11 down to take a 4-point edge with 6:52 to go. There's Dudley working hard on Newton off the glass and in.
And that's a nice use of a timeout. If you can do it to us, we're going to do it to you. Use the power game. Get it to the big guy.
53-51, 6:40 to go. Indiana and Alabama. Big Ten and the SEC. A game in which Alabama was up by 11 at the half. Hoosiers came back to take a lead, which they now hold at 53-51. 6:25 to go. Foul was on Ernest Shelton, number 5.
You're really going to have to move your wheels defensively for Alabama. And a lot of guys on this floor now can take it with the bounce. Puts a lot of pressure on you, too.
Bracy Wright shoots 2. And another.
Did you see him play in high school, Gracie?
I did not. He played at the Colony.
Right. I know you're from that Dallas area.
Well, yes.
Amongst others.
Part-time, yeah. I got out of Steamboat Springs just before the snow hit Denver, by the way.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, that was some mess.
How about Vermont, that poor team? Tommy Brennan's club laid up for...
Flew into Denver on their way to Salt Lake and wound up having to bus into Utah.
The Saab 9.3 Sport Sedan just received a 5-star rating for collision safety performance from the European New Car Assessment Program.
You're a great mom. You're beautiful and you're smart and you work so hard.
Billy, would you like me to call your mom and see if you can stay for dinner?
If you insist.
Introducing the Cinemeal Deal. Any large Pizza Hut pizza, America's favorite, with up to 3 toppings, just $11.99. Plus a generous order of our new freshly baked cinnamon sticks absolutely free. The $11.99 Cinemeal Deal. Spoil your family, not your budget.
You're powerful, smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At Pizza Hut.
Hey guys, welcome to Jiffy Lube. Nice car. It's not a car, it's the Bearmobile. Yeah. It takes care of us, we take care of the Bearmobile.
Every 3,000 miles.
Don't worry, fellas, the Bearmobile's in good hands.
Make sure you make it to your next road game. Trust your car to the top team in the business, the J Team.
Bearmobile is good to go.
Thank you.
All right.
Bear steak!
Get that chicken!
Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a commitment to having the lowest possible prices every day, and not just a promise. It's the assurance of a price protection guarantee. It's a reminder of just how smart you really are. It's a little extra change in your pocket, and the know-how to make every dollar work. It's more than a store. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and thanks to continued support, Coca-Cola helps them pursue their dreams.
Along with Clark Kellogg, I'm Greg Gumbel in New York. We'll get you back to Alabama, Indiana in just a moment after we check in on what's happening first in Nashville, where Maryland and UNC-Wilmington are doing battle. And normally, Clark, I'd say that this is a chance for the country to learn about someone new like John Goldsberry, but it appears UNC-Wilmington is learning about Goldsberry tonight.
He averages 4 points a game on the season. He's made 7 3-point shots.
but Maryland trying to get a little more cushion here as Drew Nicholas just scored on the drive and was fouled. So the lead back to 6 for the Terrapins as they go to a timeout.
And they're going to go to a timeout. UNC-Wilmington is going to try to figure out how to get the ball to Goldsberry more. In Birmingham, Butler and Mississippi State. Mississippi State comes out of the timeout with a 1-point lead, 37-36 in MSU on a recent 10-4 run.
Well, I tell you, this Butler team is really impressive. They've been excellent defensively. They've really kept the game at the pace they want to play it at. Mississippi State just got their second lead a few minutes ago, but Butler won't go away. Their ability to get good shots because they spread the floor and shoot the 3 is keeping them in it, and I love the way they've played defense so far.
Yeah, Mississippi State's got 16 points out of Mario Austin. Butler at one time with a 9-point lead, and that's gone away.
It has gone away, and Mississippi State would love to be able to establish Austin, to continue to establish him inside, but they have to show patience at the defensive end because Butler really tries to utilize that full shot clock.
Butler in charge most of the way in this game, but now with 10.5 minutes to play, find themselves down 37-36. We'll keep tabs on it. Let's get you back to Boston, Alabama, trailing Indiana. We return to Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
Bracy Wright has just hit a 3 from the corner that has given Indiana its biggest lead of the ball game with 5:08 to go. A moment ago, Bill.
It's all Coverdale, Vern. I mean, we just mentioned, well, this guy can play both spots, shooting it or running the show. This is a little nylon dagger, and they know how important that is. Hornsby and others just enjoying that stroke.
Bracy Wright and Jeff Newton quiet in the first half, 2 points between them, and Walker misses a free throw.
And a good free throw shooter, too.
Bracy Wright with 15 points all in this half. And Kenny Walker plays with 4 fouls and 2 points. He shoots 1 more. Kennedy Winston back on the floor, the 6'7" freshman. And he replaces Kenny Walker.
And now if you're Alabama, you got to be basic defensively. Don't gamble. Keep everybody in front of you with the dribble.
A 13-3 run by Indiana. They were down by 11 at the half, as we've mentioned. And they're up by 6 right now. We've got less than 5 to play. Strickland, no. And a nice job by Irwin Dudley at tipping the ball. Here's Mo Williams, Coverdale back. Foul and a basket.
Big turnaround.
Oh, my.
How about that read? And then the courage to make the delivery. And Mo, you put it on that left side. It's just a solid look. Shelton gives it, and that's one of those, just let it go. And now Bama's got cause to celebrate.
Williams at the line. Alabama is a team 10 of 12. Make it 11-13. And it is a 3-point game again.
They're trying to run some motion now. I think Newton's the guy that's going to have to get into it a little bit right now.
Back in the hands of Coverdale from Newton, and a foul on Petway.
A lot of woofing going on now. Petway and Coverdale. Unabashed is Coverdale, but he discarded with the hands. The aggressive defense of Petway.
Remember that graphic we showed you a while ago? 80 times at the line in the 20 wins for Tom Coverdale. 19 times at the line in the 12 losses. Oh, wow. From Noblesville, Indiana, Mark and Marianne Coverdale. If these aren't tense moments.
Oh, my goodness. Just relax here. You just hear him talking to her.
Missed it. Hustle. Newton. Coverdale kicks it out. Good and poise. They'll go to the half-court set.
Good poise, Vern.
4:20 in this first-round battle between Alabama and Indiana. Strickland, no. Kennedy Winston for Alabama.
I don't know what that was. Unnecessary.
Williams. Ernest Shelton. Entry pass. Nice move. How about the block from A.J. Moye?
Boy, he hung with it. Just helping his teammate out. And then the rundown.
Bracy Wright, Newton, Moye, Coverdale, and Strickland on the floor. There's Newton with the jumper. Yes!
There's the guy. And Coverdale used the screen outside, the ball screen to get into the lane. And the defense, tardy, neglectful, didn't get denied. And Newton able to catch and knock it down.
All of that set up by the A.J. Moye block. Here's Dudley again. Newton guards him. Pump. And a free throw.
This is a heck of a move by Dudley, but he rolled the feet as well. I mean, this is only number 2, if I'm not mistaken. I knew, but the ability to help your teammate. It had hit the rim and coming down, and then Coverdale turns the corner and finds a little stroke about a big fella.
Alabama senior Irwin Dudley at the line. He's 3 of 4 in this game, 17 points in all. One more. I beg your pardon. That was the end of the three-point play. I got carried away. It's been that good a game. We'll be right back.
How about this one, babe? We somehow find everybody who bought the CD last week in Chicago.
From the database. Sweet.
When the band gets to Chicago, we contact all those fans.
Through the mail server. Sweet.
Offer them a t-shirt, concert tickets, something.
From the online store. Sweet.
Now that, babe, would rock.
Sweet. Already rocking, babe.
Sweet. .NET Connected Software helps you connect with customers. That's software for the agile business. From Microsoft.
Here we go, steal, down the middle, 1-on-1, bang! Did you see what I see? Because I saw a robbery. Does anybody want a Coke? Yeah, we get up, man. Hey, you crazy, man? That's Corinthian leather. And use the footstool to get to the refrigerator. You think I'm running all over y'all like a treadmill? I am the greatest! I'm the greatest. Can't stop it. It's bad hot. I'm telling you, I'm just super nice in it, you know? That's all. When you nice right
If you want to be voted an Automobile Magazine All-Star, you better be good. If you want a unanimous vote, you better be Mazda 6. Only Mazda 6, the car they said delivers high content of engineering and luxury features, got the thumbs up from all the judges. Oh, and these guys? No All-Stars here. Yeah. Lease an all-new Mazda 6i for $239 a month for 39 months with $25.39 due at lease signing. Yeah.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
You can't tour a factory over a fax machine. You can't impress a client with just email. Not that I haven't tried. Sometimes they gotta see that winning smile.
Choice Hotels offers more than 2,500 locations across the country. Because staying close to your business can take you far from your office.
This smile remains undefeated.
Now when you stay at any Choice Hotel, you'll earn triple miles from participating airlines. Call 800-4CHOICE. That's the power of being there.
Newton and Wright, 2 points in the first half, 27 in the second. You think you don't spend a little emotion in this game? Elizabeth Gottfried, the coach's wife at Alabama.
It is painful when somebody close is down there, and you're part of it.
Indiana by 3 as we near the 3-minute mark. Here's Strickland and Newton out on the perimeter.
You can beat this guy. They're going to get the play set up, but I thought they might just ISO right at the top against Dudley. They got him on the wing now.
There's Gracie Wright. 8 on the shot clock. There's Newton and the reach around by Dudley. Taps it into the hands of Kennedy Winston.
Good, solid play. Never sealed them. Got a step to the ball as well.
Now Newton fronting Dudley, and Winston has the ball in his hands.
I thought they were going to ISO. They're going to go to Mo Williams on the block. Gracie Wright's pretty tough and can elevate. It's going to be tough to get it off.
Williams, no, Wright with a foul.
It's nice when you get your shooting guard down.
That's the third on Bracy Wright. And Mo Williams at the line. Second trip, and he shoots 2. Rebound, Indiana. It remains a 2-point game. Coverdale, 21 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds for the senior from Indiana. Has the ball in his hands now with 2:10 to go.
They're really hugging. They could be beaten with the bounce right now. Or step and go. The hands in there. Maybe just a little too strong with the defense. You know, you're in great position. Don't let him get to the free throw line. But here you can see making sure that he doesn't get a retouch. And that's nice screen and tough angle. Didn't really hug the hip. And then the reach. And the temptation is so great.
10 of 11 at the line tonight for the season, 81%. One more. Nothing to it.
Nah, it's been through this for years, right?
Oh, dear. She gave in to the emotion at the last minute. Coverdale, perfect this trip. A 4-point game with 2 minutes to go. Petway, guarded by Coverdale. Here's Mo Williams, and Bracy Wright is on him. Dudley, the help comes from Moye.
Steps, and he did it before, and he got away with it.
Yes.
He shuffles those feet. Newton trailed them nicely. And that time, Kennedy Winston didn't know what they were running. He thought it was coming for him. Now watch him shuffle. He has this habit. See? Bada bing. And all of a sudden, you just go up strong. Power to the goal.
Indiana, 4-point lead, 1:40 to go. Only the 8th turnover by Alabama tonight. Indiana's protected the ball well as well. They only have 9. 90 seconds remaining.
Using a little bit of clock now. Got to get into it right now, though. Don't want to get stuck with a long jumper. High pick.
Pick set by Newton and Bracy Wright all the way to the basket.
And no weak side help. Kennedy Winston was locked with his man. He should have been over there blocking that shot. Well, the dribble, they're hugging them. They're turning them into better offensive players than they should be right here. You got to get over. You got to get over and jam the guy. Everybody else will cover your man. Not good play D.
Every species on Earth knows it's coming.
Where are they all going? It's not where they're going. What are they running away from?
Man will be the last to know.
I've quarantined the entire area. Nothing leaves alive.
This spring, your body is no longer your own.
You're not Jonesy.
Dreamcatcher, rated R, now playing at a theater near you.
Quite a turnaround for the Hoosiers of Indiana, trailing by 11 at the half. Big contributions from Jeff Newton and Bracy Wright in this half. But overall, what a game by Tom Coverdale, the senior for the Hoosiers.
I mean, the heart and soul of this team, they really respond. They got to come up with a good play here, something going to the rim or in the box area. I think Winston can do some damage with Moye, but they settle deep. It's got to go, and it does. Wow, does that get you healthy quickly?
Mo Williams for 3, and it's a 3-point game.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Williams has 26. Indiana up by a trio. And he guards Coverdale.
This is where I think they got to cushion just a little bit. Don't let them exploit you.
Bracy Wright has it in his hands. Shot clock at 12. Game clock 33. Wright jumper off the mark. In and out. Tip. Alabama with a chance to tie.
I think we're going to go for the timeout. Yep.
Mark Gottfried's bunch has a chance to equalize. We'll be right back.
Manager, register 5.
Hey, we're out of... No, we're not. It's like I think it, and it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.NET Connected Software helps you connect your supply chain. That's software for the agile business from Microsoft.
We're witnessing a college basketball miracle. Dick Vitale silent for an entire 17 seconds. On a personal note, for myself and sportscasters everywhere, I'd like to thank the crust, the juicy toppings, and the pizza delivery guy.
For fresh baked pizza at home, play DiGiorno's Advance to the Dance. You could win a trip to the 2004 NCAA Men's Final Four, one of 70,000 prizes. Details on specially marked boxes.
Crimson Tide has used its final timeout. Bill Rafter, you like the idea of going for a quick 2 here?
I go for 2 right away. You're going to stretch the game out. There's going to be plenty of possessions if you do it wisely. Get the 2. Get ready defensively. If you can foul somebody in mind or right away that you may want to just stop the clock immediately. That way, they're going to, Indiana want to see what they've got 4, so they're going to see what the setup was. Petway's a good 3-point shooter, as we'll get to that in a moment, Vern.
Time called by the Hoosiers. 23 seconds to go.
Retirement plans from the Principal Financial Group can prepare you for almost anything.
Yeah, you got it.
Retiring! At the Principal, we're the nation's 401k leader. We offer mutual funds, annuities, and rollover IRAs, which leads to a secure, happy retirement.
Ted!
Ted, how'd you do it?
Planning.
For 120 years, the Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
Indiana by 3, 23 seconds remaining. It'll be Mo Williams to inbound to Petway. Mo Williams 4 of 7 from 3-point range if they opt to go that route.
I think you just put it on the floor and get yourself to the rim. And posting up Williams.
Here's Petway. Shelton pops out. There's the double screen. Williams for 3. Off the mark. Loose ball. Coverdale.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
What a tough shot.
And they got a basket at the other end.
Here's Moyer for the punctuation mark.
Bad utilization of the clock and game situation cost Alabama. And that is a shame because they had a good effort defensively. But how about the tickers, the Valentines for IU? Vandela's baby boy did some promoting at halftime to get his guys to play and get involved in this game, Vern.
Indiana was down by 11 at the break. They got huge second halves from Bracy Wright and Jeff Newton. And they got an overall marvelous performance from the senior Tom Coverdale. 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game, Maurice Williams with 26 points for the Crimson Tide, and the senior Tom Coverdale, 23, 7, and 8 for Indiana. So on Sunday afternoon here at the FleetCenter in Boston, it's going to be the Hoosiers who had a magical ride to the Final Four 1 year ago against the second-seeded Pittsburgh team that won easily against Wagner earlier tonight.
Take your time, baby.
Tom Coverdale, Mike Davis.
Yeah,
what
Tommy.
a night to remember for the Hoosiers of Indiana. Vandela and Tamilia. What a plane trip this was.
It was worth it.
Let's go back to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Vernon, Bill, thanks very much. The Hoosiers win it 67-62. They're 21-12 on the year. They will play Pittsburgh on Sunday. Meanwhile, in Nashville, under 2 minutes to play, UNC-Wilmington trying to knock off the defending champions. Let's join Jim Nance and Billy Packer.
In the last 3 minutes, this young man right here, the senior, the 4-time first-team All-Colonial Athletic Association, has hit 10 points in the last 3 minutes after being cold the majority of the way.
Jim, he's 3-time conference tournament MVP. You talk about coming up big in big games. Wyrick going to come in there now again. There's that defense for offense. Wyrick going to come over here on Nicholas.
One other phenomenal story at number 3 for UNC-Wilmington. The freshman point guard John Goldsberry is 8 for 8 from 3 in the game.
And he's had the responsibility of guarding Blake down the wire here. Over the top.
Callahan, that's going to be, hold on, that's going on Maryland. Callahan had to wait. He thought maybe they were going to call number 5. It's on Holden instead. The winner of this one takes on Xavier and David West and Romain Sato and the Musketeers. Winners tonight over Troy State, 71-59. Callahan to the line for a 1-and-1. He has really struggled here today with his shooting. 2 out of 15.
You wonder how a player from Iowa was seen by UNC-Wilmington.
Nice rotation there, Billy.
He played on the AAU team with Kirk Heinrich and Nick Collison out in Iowa. So you can imagine scouts, Jerry Wainwright, going to see a lot of tournaments.
And Brad Brownell said he saw him a number of times.
Yep.
He just wasn't getting a lot of minutes in those AAU games because of the other star players. 2 for 2, 2-possession lead. A similar situation with Blizzard, who was playing on the Florida AAU team with the likes of Justin Hamilton and Casey Sanders. They had to make an evaluation off the scene and play 8-10 minutes a game.
Time now for Blake to take it to the hoop.
Holden.
What shot play was that?
Blizzard with a rebound.
No foul called.
No hurry here for the Seahawks.
A 2-possession game. Good timeout. Get a team adjusted. Going to utilize the clock. 19 seconds. Plenty of time not to panic offensively.
Minute 16 left. Maryland, the 6th seed, down 4.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Maryland had a 10-point lead at one time in this second half. Goldsberry with 26. He's 8 of 9 overall. He missed his 1 2-point attempt. Perfect from behind the arc, 8 for 8.
I'm surprised Justice isn't in right now.
A tough pass from Callahan. Gilchrist defending, and his last touch by Gilchrist. They have 15 seconds on the shot clock.
And here comes Justice in the game. I thought the coach almost made a mistake. He had Wyrick instead of Justice in the game. Justice is such a good third ball handler for this team. It's a good, quick substitution move there by UNC-Wilmington.
And look at the size now. Manning the inbounds pass. Holden. Blizzard cannot run that baseline. Blizzard needs some help. He calls the timeout.
Nice job by Holden. Took away all the passing lanes.
A minute 12 left. Can UNC-Wilmington stun the tournament again?
What? Oh, come on, come on.
Struggling to keep your grass green? Maybe it's time you got a fertilizer that works at every level. Introducing Bear Advanced Triple Action Lawn Fertilizer. It works at every level. The grass, the roots, plus it fortifies the soil for a thicker, deep-down green that lasts, guaranteed. Bear Advanced. Better thinking, better results. Now control weeds while you feed your lawn. Try Triple Action Fertilizer plus Weed Control.
2 timeouts left for the Seahawks, 1 for the Terrapins.
Some nice adjustment here. Goldsberry will take it out of bounds because Blizzard probably stronger coming to the ball to make the catch.
And again, they can't run that baseline. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Goldsberry over the top to Callahan. Doubled up. And Blizzard, again, 10 on the shot clock. Justice, 3-pointer.
Wide. Wide. If anything, take it inside. Try to draw a foul.
Minute to play.
Maryland players getting in the way of Blake so that he can't make a move.
Randall looking to make his move. Blocked from behind by Blizzard. Called on Coombs.
Good hustle inside by Randall. Didn't really see the foul. Randall was just trying to force a little bit of room to get something off.
UNC-Wilmington a year ago defeated Southern California, beat USC in overtime.
And that man right over there was an assistant coach at that time. The Peter principle hasn't been a problem for him, though, Jim. Moved from being a 9-year assistant right into the head job and doing a terrific job.
Coach of the year in his conference. One more for Randall.
Now down to a one-possession game. Can take that 3 out of play here.
Randall very solid with those two.
Nice job from a 58% free throw shooter. Holden really doing a job on that inbounds pass.
Callahan spins away. Timeout called by UNC-Wilmington.
They'll have the ball all the way back down court again. Still don't have it over. 32 seconds to go.
One timeout for each side.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's a classroom where the know-how is free and the homework is fun. It's how to build something, or paint something, or plant something. The place that can take you from wondering how to knowing how. And the guaranteed low price every day to make every dollar work. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Hey, Bob. Hey. You get a new haircut?
No.
Hey, Bob. Hey. Did you lose weight? Huh?
Your jacket, Bob?
Nope.
What's different? He finally asked his doctor about Viagra. Ready to ask your doctor about Viagra for the first time? Find out if a free sample is right for you. To learn more, visit Viagra.com.
Called the sitter, I walked the dog, and I saw the doctor.
And see the difference.
Seahawk possession, 38 seconds, game clock, 32 shot clock, with a 2-point lead.
And Jim, if you're going to foul anybody, you'd probably pick Callahan. He's a 65% free throw shooter. Maryland wants another timeout. Really going to plan some strategy.
Maryland with the timeout. That's it for the Terrapins. No timeouts left.
Well, there was one year where I almost lost the entire backyard to crabgrass, and I vowed that would never happen again. The following year, I did use Turf Builder plus Halts. It not only got rid of the crabgrass, but it also greened up the lawn and thickened it. I used the cheaper brands, but I didn't have the color that I wanted, and I did have the weeds. Look how thick it is. Look at the color of it. There are no weeds. I take the credit instead of Scott's. I call it Luby Lawn. I'm very proud of the results that I get from Scott's. And there will be no crabgrass.
Hey guys, welcome to Jiffy Lube. Nice car. It's not a car, it's the Bearmobile. Yeah. It takes care of us, we take care of the Bearmobile.
Every 3,000 miles.
Don't worry, fellas, the Bearmobile's in good hands.
Make sure you make it to your next road game. Trust your car to the top team in the business, the J Team.
Bearmobile is good to go. Thank you. All right. Bear stink! Get that chicken!
Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
Maryland, that surprised you using its last time out,
yes,
Billy?
It really does, because they had plenty of time over there to draw up the strategy, and you always like to have that one timeout left in case you've got to stop it or to set up a key play.
Again, Holden will guard the inbounds pass.
Look for somebody going long. Callahan does.
That ball last touched by Gilchrist, I believe.
Yes, no question about it. Gilchrist hit it. Goldsberry goes down. That was a good call by the officials.
But it is a struggle to get this pass in past Holden.
Holden doing a great job right there.
36 seconds to go, 31 on the shot clock. And a reach in on Nicholas.
Good block that time by Nicholas. I thought he had all ball.
It'll be a 1-1. Didn't look like a whole lot of contact right here in front of us. To the line, Justice.
A 77% free throw shooter.
2 for 2 tonight.
Young man that growing up in an ACC town, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, probably all his life wanting to play in the ACC, and now has that opportunity to send an ACC team home.
His dad, SID, Sports Information Director at Wake Forest. And now some information to release here, perhaps. And Maryland down 2.
Blake with the ball.
Blake drives. Randall wasn't ready for it. Kaner Medley, though, in the right spot. Blake for the lead. Oh! And the senior comes through his first points of the second half. Wilmington has one timeout, but they're not calling it. Goldsberry. Callahan got stuck. Here's Blizzard. Will he be the hero? Under 10 to play.
He's going to put it up.
Their all-time player gives it up inside, and Coombs will go to the line with 5 seconds left.
That looked like another good block. Great dish, though, by Blizzard.
How about Steve Blake?
That ball touched everybody on Maryland's team and eventually got over to Blake.
He had earlier in that possession dished, I thought, a very nice effort over to Randall, but it got away.
Jim Combs, a 40% free throw shooter. Everything on the line here.
2 shots for Coombs. And he ties it. And remember, Maryland, no timeouts.
And here's the other thing. When you start thinking overtimes, UNC-Wilmington has won 1 and lost 1.
Just think now, if he makes this, you have these 4 seniors on the floor. They have been members of 2 Final Four teams in a championship. Blake and Nicholas and Holden and Randall. They'll have to do something in the last 5 seconds to extend their career. Timeout, UNC-Wilmington. So that's a remarkable achievement by Coombs at the line to bury them both.
40% free throw shooter. Now, Jim, 5 seconds is enough time for a dribbler to take the ball all the way down the court. They don't have to get the long pass. And who would you rather have than a guy like Steve Blake to take it coast to coast? I think this ball will come into Blake. I think this was a break for Maryland for that timeout to be called. Let's see if Blake gets it and heads down the court. And what you want to do, if you're Goldsberry, is not foul. Make him make the big play.
Blake, who thought he had beaten the buzzer in a game against Notre Dame this season from midcourt. He wants it and he needs it. Nicholas, the senior, with 2 seconds. Here he goes for the win. Nicholas has done it. Maryland on to the second round in a most heroic finish.
I said the impersonator of Juan Dixon. That might have been one up on Dixon. They're going to check and see if it was good, Jim.
I don't think there's any question.
But they have to check.
The Maryland players had already started their sprint to the locker room. They run back out. They'll wait for the decision.
Remember, it's the horn, the light.
It's definitely off in time.
It counts.
Half a second left.
It counts. No question about it.
Whole Maryland team now huddled on the sideline.
Jim, do you remember the turnaround jumper 3 that he made when Maryland needed it before? He hits this just as he beat NC State at the buzzer. That was perfect.
And look, the officials are huddled by a monitor. The Maryland team watches with high anxiety, but it's going to be ruled good.
I don't even think it's close. 0.5 of a second. It's got to be good.
Are they talking 2 or 3 here, Billy?
The time is no question.
They're checking to see
whether it's a 2 or a 3.
They're checking to see if it's a 2 or a 3.
They're giving the signal. Gary Williams going down to shake hands. What a finish. I thought they'd try to get it to Blake, but you just as soon have that other senior as well. Has done it time and time again. What a ball game. Let's take a
question
look at the
about it here.
Oh, yeah, he was a good 6-8 inches behind the line. The only... Gary thought it was 3 right away. Nicholas went right to the locker room.
Nicholas did.
He kept right on
He
going.
just kept on moving. It's so too will Maryland to the second round. That one you just can't believe.
That was a terrific effort by both teams. A record-setting performance by a freshman from 3, and then a senior buries it at the end.
Maryland and Xavier on Sunday afternoon here in Nashville. John Goldsberry, an all-time NCAA tournament record, 8 for 8 from 3, Chevrolet MVP. And Drew Nicholas. So Maryland wins it by 2. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a 2 or a 3. Easily beats the shot. The clock at the end. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Jim Nance, Billy Packer, thank you. This tournament just gets better and better as we move along. The Terps, 75-73 winners. They will play Xavier on Sunday. Talk about another great finish. Look what happened in Birmingham, Alabama. Butler and Mississippi State, 15 seconds to go. Mississippi State led by 1. Craig Bolerjack and Dan Bonner.
Watts across midcourt. 13 seconds left. A 1-point game. Mississippi State and Butler. Miller drives, the one-hander, got it! Back the other way, Zimmerman. Butler with the win over Mississippi.
So the Butler Bulldogs, neglected a year ago in the tournament, now move on to meet Louisville on Sunday. The Chevy MVPs of that game for Butler, Brandon Miller with 14 points and 4 assists. Mario Austin, a terrific night for Mississippi State with 18 points and 10 rebounds. We're looking for another terrific day here on CBS tomorrow. It will begin with the road to the Final Four at noon Eastern time. Then a quadruple header. Our first game of the day, number 5 Notre Dame will meet number 4 Illinois. Tip time is 10 after 1 Eastern time from Indianapolis. Our second tier of games features UConn against Stanford, Missouri against Marquette. Game 3 set feature top seeds Oklahoma in the East, Arizona in the West, and Tulsa will play Wisconsin out of the Midwest from Spokane. And then we'll wrap things up tomorrow night. About 8 o'clock Eastern time, Arizona State will play second seed Kansas. 10 minutes later, Central Michigan will tip it off against number 3 Duke. I don't know if we can take any more of this.
What an unbelievable way to finish the first 2 rounds. Now we get ready for action tomorrow.
Yeah, our tournament field is pared down somewhat, and we look forward to some more. For Clark Kellogg and for all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for joining us. We'll look for more action. See you at noon tomorrow.
Here goes the long pass with 1 second to go. The shot. Yes! The shot's going to count. The shot by Tate George wins it.
It's March Madness. Look for specially marked bottles of Sprite and Coca-Cola and watch the tournament on CBS for winning code announcements. If your game code exactly matches, you win. The code for round 1 is the NCAA tournament on CBS. Get into the madness.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and thanks to continued support, Coca-Cola helps them pursue their dreams.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's a moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Think, read, react, struggle,
succeed, grow.
Every time we step on the floor, class is in session.
There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes.
And each one of us is getting 2 educations.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
The network more people turn to for the best in annual sports television. The year-round leader, CBS Sports.
Dave opens up the CBS mailbag, plus Andy Richter tonight.
GMC raises the comfort level of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana with great offers on a new Envoy or Envoy XL. With theater-style seating for 7 full-size adults, raised roofline, and more cargo space than any SUV in its class. Current GM owners and lessees can lease this Envoy for about $299 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana GMC dealers.
Last year, 10,000 people put an end to soaring health benefit costs, one at a time, all by themselves, with a suite of health plans unlike any seen before, with options that expand choice while controlling costs, saving over $2 million. The best part? It's working for Humana and for other companies too. We may have really started something. What could we do for your company? Humana. Guidance when you need it most.
He wants an answer now.
Well, we've had no time.
Hey, anything?
I'm on the D&B site now.
John, we're all here.
Good. I want to move on this thing. What do you think?
Well, they've had some good press.
They've shown decent profits.
So it's a go. Hold on, John. The D&B information is painting an ugly picture. Are you sure? It's D&B, John.
Don't just be sure. Be D&B sure.
This April, Lexus will put the world on notice. Again. The entirely new RX 330. It's coming.
Jay Levine reports from the Middle East, only on CBS 2 News.
Now, the news on CBS 2.
The shock and awe of an American aerial assault. Operation Iraqi Freedom intensifies with the barrage of Baghdad. While here at home for the second night, demonstrators clogged the loop in anger and protest over America at war. Good evening, I'm Tracy Townsend.
And I'm Antonio Mora. American forces are taking their military campaign to liberate Iraq to a new level.
But that offensive has come at a price. Starting at noon, Chicago time, the shock and awe phase of the war bombarded Baghdad with cruise missiles, leaving the city in flames. And in combat, 2 U.S. Marines were killed. They are the first casualties the Allies suffered on the ground. Despite that tragedy, CBS News reports that in the next 24 hours, the U.S. plans to attack 1,000 more targets throughout Iraq.
This now is a live look at Baghdad, where it's Saturday morning, and just in the last couple of hours, new explosions lit up the horizon there. The barrage has so frightened some Iraqis that 8,000 soldiers in southern Iraq, walking in single file with their hands on their heads, decided that resistance was futile and surrendered to Allied forces, even as Iraqi citizens welcomed their liberators.
For a late update on the war's progress, we go to CBS 2's Chris Lawrence in Kuwait City.
It's Saturday morning here in the Middle East, and thousands of Iraqi soldiers have given up their weapons and turned themselves in. An entire division has surrendered to U.S. forces, but it's not enough to stop the assault on the capital. The bombs rained down on Baghdad. Cruise missiles hit their targets one by one. Government buildings, military command centers, even a palace once used by Saddam Hussein. The goal? To shock and awe Saddam's remaining forces.
The regime is starting to lose control of their country.
When U.S. Marines arrived in Safwan, they were greeted with handshakes, hugs, and kisses. The people here are Shiites, rivals of Saddam, making it clear they'll shed no tears for his demise. Thousands of tanks have rolled across southern Iraq with little resistance. U.S. troops took over the port city of Qasr, secured valuable oil fields, and watched Iraqi soldiers surrender. But some fought back, and 2 U.S. Marines were killed, the first combat casualties of this war. And the attacks are far from over. Hundreds of targets could be hit in the next 24 hours, and the ground troops are continuing their race across the desert, possibly pushing into Baghdad in the next few days. I'm Chris Lawrence reporting from Kuwait. Now back to you.
And we are able to get a sense of what it's like on the front lines.
CBS 2's chief correspondent Jay Levine and photojournalist Dave Fox are embedded in the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. They've been on the move for the past couple of hours, and Jay, actually we had Jay on the phone, but we've just lost him. We'll try to reestablish contact with him in a few minutes.
Right.
Well, a second night of massive anti-war protests in downtown Chicago, but this rally was drastically different than last night's, which shut down streets and ended in hundreds of arrests. Was it the police presence that made the difference? CBS 2's Jim Williams is live at Federal Plaza across from the Dirksen Federal Building with details. Jim.
Antonio, it was certainly the police presence. There were far more officers here, but it was also the police strategy. The crowd was contained from start to finish. The result? Only 2 arrests. As the sun fell, the crowd of protesters grew.
No war on Iraq!
So did the police presence. It was massive, wave after wave of officers in riot gear that drew criticism from some.
I think they've overreacted in terms of the riot gear. I mean, the peace movement has not given any indication that there would be physical or property violence.
Tonight, police would take no chances, forming a perimeter around the Federal Plaza, 3 and 4 deep. Police brass admitted they were caught off guard last night. The crowd then marched to Lakeshore Drive and Michigan Avenue, tying up traffic for hours. There were 500 arrests. When protesters marched tonight, they took a route that stayed away from businesses and nightlife north of the Chicago River.
I'm not sure who chose the route. Might have been the police. It kind of took us away from the action of downtown.
It was actually a route police said they designed with march organizers.
The key was we had demonstrators who were agreeing to our route, and we worked with them very closely.
Police escorted the protesters all along the 3-mile route, stopping several times to keep the crowd together. They made a circle back to the Federal Plaza. Some demonstrators gave police high marks.
I think they handled it a lot better than last night. They didn't get involved quite as much. They stayed away from everybody.
The crowd of about 5,000 broke up a few at a time. It seemed that they just ran out of steam just the way police wanted it. Live at the Federal Plaza, Jim Williams, CBS 2 News.
All right, thank you, Jim. We have reestablished contact with CBS 2's chief correspondent Jay Levine and photojournalist Dave Fox. They're with the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division. Jay?
Jay, can you hear us? Have you now crossed into Iraq? Oh, we've lost him again, unfortunately.
He is in Iraq.
He is in Iraq, we do know that, and again, if we can get back in touch with him, we will try.
Well, the protests today and yesterday are upsetting to many veterans who've been in battle. Tonight, we talked with several members of VFW Post 5079. They say the protests are hurting troop morale.
Before we went in and declared war, I'd say, okay, now it's too late. Let's support our own men.
All these protesters downtown, I think I ought to draft them all and send them over there.
The veterans added that all U.S. citizens should remember the soldiers are fighting for them.
Tonight, a sad reminder of the high cost of war. 2 soldiers with Illinois roots are among the 12 killed in a helicopter crash in Kuwait. Brian Matthew Kennedy was a Glenview native. He was 25 years old and had been living in Houston. And Marine Captain Ryan Beaupre lived in St. Anne in Kankakee County, where he's remembered as someone who was in love with life and the Marine Corps. CBS 2's John Davis reports.
It was just after 3 o'clock this morning when 3 Marines came to the home where Ryan Beaupre was born to deliver the regrettable message to his father.
My dad said he heard the dog bark and knew that it was Marines. So, yeah, there really wasn't one. I mean, it all is a shock, but I don't know.
Ryan Beaupre was a favorite son of St. Anne. His family helped settle the town. Those who watched him grow up here say he always wanted to be a Marine pilot.
He loved flying. He loved flying. So it's one of those things that's going to affect the whole town until it's all over.
A 1991 graduate of Bishop McNamara High School in nearby Kankakee, Ryan was a noted athlete, excelling in track and field. The flag at the school was lowered to half-staff today. A former counselor says his death suddenly and sadly brings the war home.
You know, you watch the war on television, and I was thinking last night how close the war is to us now, because we're actually there. But it's still not as close as when someone that you really know and loved is hurt or killed.
Outside the Beaupre home, patriotic ribbons are tied to trees in solemn remembrance of a big hero from a small town.
He's a great man, great soldier, everything else.
Funeral services for Ryan Beaupre are now pending. But as one resident told us, when that funeral does happen, it likely will be the biggest event this town has ever seen. In St. Anne, John Davis, CBS 2 News.
Tonight, U.S. troops have pushed their way about 1/3 of the way toward Baghdad, and they have escalated the war by launching a massive air attack. Coming up on CBS 2, we'll take a closer look at what our soldiers have accomplished so far.
Also tonight, prayers for soldiers, prayers for peace. They may disagree, but many people in Chicago are finding common ground in their houses of worship.
It is a cloudy and chilly start to the weekend, but will it end that way? We'll take a look at the entire 5-day in just a couple of minutes.
You're watching the news on CBS 2 with Antonio Mora, Tracy Townsend, Steve Baskerville with weather, and Mike Adamley on sports. This is CBS 2 News at 10. He shoots. He scores.
Did you come by later?
Yeah. The Late Show with David Letterman. The best games aren't always on the court.
What's up, baby?
Bringing Down the House is the #1 movie 2 weeks in a row.
Shazam.
Steve Martin.
Hey, yo, what's the dealio?
Queen Latifah.
You got me straight tripping, boo.
Bringing Down the House. Rated PG-13, boo. Now playing.
Now during the National Caravan event, get the best values in America from Dodge. Take our best products like Dodge Caravan, the best-selling minivan ever, with available power sliding doors and power rear hatch. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals, like up to $4,000 in cash allowances or 0% financing for 60 months. Add it all up, it equals the best values in America.
American Mattress.
Been thinking about getting a new mattress? Then this is the time, because we're bringing in Sertas by the truckload and passing the savings on to you. During our truckload sale, you can get a Serta Cushion Firm Queen Set for only $3.99, plus your frame or delivery are free.
I didn't have to wait. It was in stock. I took it with me and I slept great that night.
American Mattress. Comfort and a good night's sleep. Call 1-800-DREAM.
Hurry! Sale ends Tuesday.
The 2003 Freelander with 0.0% APR financing. 24-valve V6 engine. 5-speed automatic transmission featuring command shift. 8-speaker in-dash CD stereo. Permanent all-wheel drive. 4-channel all-terrain anti-lock brakes. With this many standard features, you could go to the ends of the earth and not find a better offer. How do we know? We've been there. Land Rover, the most well-traveled vehicles on earth. Take a Freelander with you now with 0.0% APR financing.
We have Jay Levine. Jay, we understand you've crossed into Iraq.
Yes, we have. We are into Iraq, crossed over into Iraq, the 101st Airborne Support Troops and fighting troops now inside Iraqi territory in southern Iraq. We crossed through the border, which obviously showed signs of being smashed through by U.S. troops. No Iraqis present there. We're on the road now. There are no Iraqis in sight, not soldiers, not civilians, and there's been no sign of any resistance, no sign of any fighting at all, as a matter of fact, here in southern Iraq.
And what are you seeing, Jay? Is it just a massive movement of American and coalition troops?
It's a single file, a single line of forces. Fighting troops, support vehicles, mechanical vehicles, water carriers, fuel carriers, all to establish the next base, the forward support base inside Iraq. Well inside Iraq, I might add, because my indication at this point is that this mission is going to be going very, very quickly.
And Jay, we understand you heard the bombing overnight. What can you tell us about that?
Tracy, we heard the planes going overhead, one after another after another. It started at about 8 p.m. local time, which would have been 11 a.m. your time in the morning. And we heard those planes. They kept going over. It was absolutely unmistakable. The planes and the missiles headed straight from the south to the north, from the airfields in Kuwait, in Saudi Arabia, and from ships in the Persian Gulf, all straight overhead. And let me tell you, there was no greater morale booster for the troops I'm with than hearing those flights overhead.
Well, Jay, talking about morale, it's important for the troops to be sharp as they go into battle. I know we've been talking to you almost constantly for the past 24 hours. Are the troops getting any sleep under these circumstances?
They're getting some sleep, Antonio. The conditions are very tough. Sleeping in vehicles for the past 2 nights has not been easy. No facilities anywhere we are. We're in chemical suits the entire time. Several instances had to put on gas masks. It's difficult, but you know something? That makes people ready. That makes them anxious. That makes them ready to fight. And these are dedicated, well-trained professionals. They're here to do a job, and they're determined to do it. So I think morale at this point is very high.
All right, Jay, can you tell us what you're going to be doing next?
Tracy, at this point, once we get to where we're going, we will be setting up a forward support base. This is a forward support battalion. The goal is to set up the base within a couple of miles of the front. Should there be a front? At this point, there appears to be very little, if any, resistance. So at some point, when we get to what we call the next jump point, we will be setting up a complete base from which forward elements will be able to resupply with food and fuel, with water, with ammunition, and then move on into battle. We also have with us mobile emergency rooms so that doctors and surgeons can be used if necessary. But again, at this point, there doesn't appear to be the resistance. If there is no resistance, there seems to be no reason why Baghdad couldn't be just a couple of days away.
All right, Jay, we'll look forward to your reports throughout the weekend. Thanks for sticking with us tonight.
Well, in times of trouble, many people turn to prayer for strength. The war with Iraq is no exception. CBS 2's Vince Gerasoli has that story live from Old St. Mary's Church. Vince?
Tracy, over the past few weeks, we have interviewed many military families, and they have been telling us that in these trying times, they've been gaining strength through prayer. Now that the war has begun, we thought we would see tonight how that is impacting the rest of us spiritually. At a Jewish synagogue, they pray in times of war.
I care deeply for the country. I have the troops in my heart and mind.
Those shopping at this religious bookstore admit battles in Iraq are now a subject of their prayers.
That God would use this kind of unrest and turmoil to turn people's hearts to Him.
As the fiery images of war in Iraq make their way to Chicago, religious leaders are leading the faithful in prayer.
I've been hearing a lot of concerns for civilian casualties.
He will put those wretched men to a wretched death.
If the war can be ended with the least amount of dying, whether it's on the other side or whether it's on our side.
Still, in our city's parishes and congregations, religious leaders say they've yet to see growing numbers of the faithful turning to meditation.
I haven't noticed yet people turning to prayer in the way that they did after September 11th.
Then, they say, a groundswell of Americans sought comfort in religion, perhaps from the thought of being directly attacked. This war, to many, may still seem distant.
If our people really start getting hurt, I think we will see a tremendous emotional identification.
The prayers of a country at war.
We pray that our soldiers will be able to carry out their mission, as I mentioned, in a way that involves the least amount of bloodshed.
A prayer there that seems to resonate with so many we spoke with tonight, a prayer for a quick end to a war that saves as many lives as possible. Reporting from the near south side, I'm Vince Girasole, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Vince. The cost-cutting continues tonight at United Airlines. Just ahead on CBS 2, we'll have the latest on the flights cut and the jobs lost.
Also tonight, proof that your state lawmakers hate computer spam as much as you do.
In a city of 8 million, how do you find one missing person? Get into the clues.
Anything interesting?
We are running down every lead. Get into the mystery.
Come take a look at this. He's going for it.
Freeze, FBI! Time slipping away. Time. Somebody call an ambulance.
Get into the show more people are watching every week.
This kid is still alive.
Bad guy's gonna go to jail. We did our job.
The hit drama Without a Trace.
Give your home a designer look without the designer price tag. Dutch Boy Dimensions Paint from Menards is a complete system that includes the ideas, instructions, products, and applicators you need to turn bare walls into beautiful works of art. Choose from a full palette of rich designer colors, textures, glazes, and finishes like granite and brushed suede. On sale at 15% off. Plus, don't pay for 12 months now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The amazing Buick Rendezvous. Rendezvous is ingenious. Style, versatility, the quality of a Buick, capabilities of an SUV, and still delivers terrific highway fuel economy. It's amazing. Lease a beautifully equipped Rendezvous CX for around $299 a month. Call for details. Rendezvous, one sweet drive at your Buick dealer.
Some military experts are saying U.S. forces have advanced into Iraq at never-before-seen speed. Now, here are the most recent developments on the Iraqi map. Coalition forces have taken over the Al-Fal Peninsula in the southeastern part of Iraq, including the city of Qasr. Now, Qasr is very important because this is the way that humanitarian aid is going to come into Iraq in a post-Saddam era. U.S.-led troops are also fighting for Basra. They're close to taking it over, and that is where 8,000 troops of Iraqi troops gave up and surrendered to U.S. forces. Now, the U.S.-led forces have made it at least as far as Nasiriyah. This is near the birthplace of Abraham, for a historical reference. So that is about a third of the way to Baghdad, which is here. Baghdad, of course, got all the heavy bombing yesterday, is getting some bombing today. The bombing was not limited to Baghdad. It also hit Tikrit here, which is Saddam Hussein's birthplace. Also, Kirkuk and Mosul got heavy bombing throughout the day. Now, the big late development that's very important is that Turkish troops have come into northern Iraq. Now, this area is controlled by the Kurds, and that is a serious problem because there is no love lost between the Kurds and the Turks. And the U.S. government, the last thing the U.S. wants to see is for a separate group of hostilities to break out into this area. So we're waiting to see what develops here over the next couple of days. At this point, that's a brief look of where things are in Iraq tonight. Tracy?
All right, Antonio. Now, despite America being at war, some Illinois politicians are taking partisan shots. Take, for instance, 5th District Congressman Rahm Emanuel and Senator Peter Fitzgerald.
Many of the Democrats on the other side of the aisle profess to be supporting the troops, but I wonder how they can really be supporting the troops but not be supporting the troops' mission. I think the two are linked.
What the troops need to hear is that we are thinking about them, we're praying for them, we're praying for their families back here at home. Everybody take a deep breath and stop trying to score political points. Most importantly, Senator Fitzgerald, just stop it.
Several new polls suggest public approval of President Bush surged after the start of the war, but not to the level of support for Mr. Bush's father during the Persian Gulf War a dozen years ago. The war with Iraq is forcing more cuts at United Airlines. Union sources say United will lay off an additional 2,300 flight attendants and 1,100 Indianapolis-based mechanics. United also plans to eliminate 104 U.S. flights and 20 international flights starting early next month. And Chicago-based Boeing is handing out 960 pink slips. All but 100 of the affected jobs are in the Washington state area.
Everyone seems to hate unwanted email, and state lawmakers are no exception. New restrictions on sending out so-called spam emails were approved unanimously by the Illinois House today. Senders would have to put the letters ADV for advertisement in the top line of the email. Violations could cost the sender $25,000 a day. The state Senate has passed a similar bill.
It is officially spring, but can we expect any spring-like weather this weekend? Steve's forecast is coming up. Plus a look at the odds. Chicago will dance away with Best Picture.
GMC raises the comfort level of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana with great offers on a new Envoy or Envoy XL. With theater-style seating for 7 full-size adults, raised roofline, and more cargo space than any SUV in its class. Current GM owners and lessees can lease this Envoy for about $299 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana GMC dealers.
Katie and John woke up and rubbed their eyes. It's the comfort of knowing college will be there for them. It's the comfort of knowing you can look forward to the day you retire. And it's the comfort of knowing the same State Farm agent who helped you plan for just in case can help you with what could be. For help with banking, insurance, and investing, talk to your agent today.
A good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Drive, 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 let it ride. Patrick Cadillac announces 3 ways to save on your next new Cadillac. 1. New 2003 Cadillac CTSs for just $379 a month with 0 down. 2. Get financing as low as 1.9%. 3. Patrick Cadillac is reducing 2003 Cadillacs by $15,000. Only at the temporary home of Patrick Cadillac Saab, now on Golf Road, just west of Meacham.
Let it ride. Slick your hair and wear your buckle shoes.
Odds are Chicago will razzle-dazzle the competition and dance away with the Oscar for Best Picture Sunday night. That's the result of an informal survey of some Las Vegas odds makers. But the experts say most of the individual acting awards are too close to call. The exception, Nicole Kidman, is their favorite for Best Actress.
And now we're going to talk to Steve about the odds of a